What? Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
recastable for like a second and a half.
Yeah.
They take the Abaddon Pango, which makes me believe this is probably going to be the 5 position Abaddon here for Shu.
10
Now,
seconds
it did get
remaining.
some carry buffs that, if I'm not mistaken,
5 seconds remain.
they made him a little bit stronger as a carry, just because you can apply
Phantom assassin.
um, your Curse of Vernus now in various ways. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, pick up Phantom Assassin. It's got to be one of the best breaks in the game. The Fan of Knives, the 3 seconds in the AOE. Not just that, but the
10
cooldown of it is also
seconds.
pretty low. So against Abaddon, you can end up popping him before he can get his
5
ultimate off. Right
seconds.
between the
Yeah.
break and what Void Spirit applies to him, the silence there.
Yeah, if they get any form of silence, which is going to come out from the Void Spirit's Aghanim Scepter eventually, the Baden is pretty easy for them to take down. Now, again, PA doesn't want to rush this Fan of Knives passive or Aghanim Shard. You definitely want to still get your regular build, the Battle Fury, the Deso, and the BKB. But it is a good ability late game to get, especially in this one when you see it can break both Pango and Abaddon here.
Yeah, I'm still surprised that I'm seeing the Phantom Assassin to the Morphling here. I mean, all the stars had aligned to make it a good Morphling game. I mean, you don't like playing against Death Prophet Silence, but even then, you can have a Manta style to deal with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, ban the Slardar. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, that hero is so strong right now. The Aghanim Shard on him, the 5 seconds of Corrosive Haze onto everybody that gets hit with the Slitherine Crush.
Yeah, it's just really good. Like when you blink initiate and get a free crush like that, and you're like, oh, I applied Corrosive Haze on 3 people. Neat.
Yeah.
And then you can like pick and choose who you want to like permanently apply it on, right? But yeah, it's a good one. I'm looking through the Abaddon here. They changed his damage talent to 15. And they increased the duration on Borrowed Time Scepter by 1, which is kind of, not that big of a deal, but I don't know. You could see more carry Abaddon with a 65 damage talent at 15. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. And that's one of the things they were trying to push in this patch. I mean, that's a direct buff to Hector, who's one of the few people that have managed to actually run this pause one Abaddon.
5
Yeah,
So
definitely.
He can already pull it off. He's only going to be even stronger with that one. The 1 second, I'd say, actually does make a pretty big difference because it's like invulnerability. You got to star for your Mario.
True. Thunder Predator have last pick. I'm assuming this is going to be their offlaner, right? No one here wants to be in the off lane. You do have last pick for 5ManMidas, likely the carry. Now, Underlord could be a safe pick.
10 seconds.
They don't really need wave clear because Void Spirit's kind of safe and PA has blur. But he is good control for the Death Prophet and the Pangolier. I could see it. I could see it being Underlord here.
You can see it being Underlord. I can see it being...
Give me Pudge, dude. Just give me
Tide.
Pudge.
Tide Hunter is still in the pool. I mean, he's broken in this patch.
I'm trying to think what Sacred's going to play, right? Sacred does play Tide. He also plays the Phoenix. His Pango is something he likes, but it's banned.
You need a Dangler here, Ricky.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Danglers are your Tides and your Underlords.
Yeah, it's time to dangle here on Thunder Predator.
Someone just make space for the PA. Can fight with Void Spirit.
Yeah, I'm feeling a Tide Hunter. I think Tide Hunter is the best Dangler.
Yeah, he's a good Dangler for sure.
Close second, so I'm on a similar page to you here. Is there anybody else they could run under than those 2 heroes? I mean, there's Doom in the pool, right?
Doom got a good buff. In my opinion, he got a good buff.
Now, I thought Doom was pretty unchanged.
So they made the Infernal Blade no longer the Ags. It's now a Shard. It doesn't apply Break anymore, but it still does a pretty substantial amount of damage and stun. And then the Doom Ags now applies Break.
It's coming back to me.
Oh, they took Coddle, so one of these is going to be off lane.
Yep. And they brought back the Spirit form, but changed things around. He has Recall again. A couple of the classics.
Coddle is so different now. He also just got a completely new ability.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that one was... They changed
Solar Bind.
They changed Will-O-Wisp. They added Solar Bind. They gave him Spirit form, which works the same way for Illuminate as it used to, right?
Yeah, so Spirit Form is now his ult, and his Ags is now Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah. Will-O-Wisp is still the same way it used to be, but rather than stun, it just pulls you towards it so you're able to walk away at the same time, right?
Yeah. Now, is that faster than the previous one?
Uh,
And
what do
can
you
it
mean?
not be killed? Is that the reason why? Maybe you can't kill the Will-O-Wisp.
Interesting. We'll have to see it in game. I haven't actually had time to test it out myself. I was playing a couple of pubs last night rather than testing anything. I didn't have a chance to watch Purge's 11-hour patch analysis. Or sorry, first impressions, not
Yeah,
patch
first
analysis.
impressions.
First impressions. You don't. Purge obviously hasn't figured it out yet. He's not pretending to. This is just an introduction to the patch for 11 hours.
That's so funny, actually.
That he looked so happy yesterday. I didn't get a chance to watch much of the stream, but the guy is like giddy, like a kid, like waking up on Christmas morning. It seems to be the one thing that brings him joy in current year. Terra Blade now picked up on 5ManMidas.
Yep. All right, I like this a lot. The last pick's Terrorblade is pretty good. Great at fighting into Phantom Assassin, as she typically does not deal well with super high armor heroes. It is going to be the Shu Abaddon like we expected, and they're going to take Sacred on the Void Spirit and Leo style mid Windy.
Yeah. Now, given that Drow was banned out by Thunder Predator, I was sort of expecting to see Terrorblade on their side. A bit surprised by the Phantom Assassin coming out from them. Overall, I wouldn't say I favor one draft heavily over the other. Leo Style has been absolutely insane on the Wind Ranger this tournament, though.
He really has.
He's 3-0, right?
Yeah, he is. And the other thing is that with this Wind Ranger, if you can get on top of Terrorblade or the Death Prophet, she should be able to melt them down. I'm pretty sure his goal, though, is to try and kill this Death Prophet as soon as the fight breaks out. And leave the rest of his team to try and deal with the Terrorblade, because they have plenty of magic damage between Shadow Demon, Void Spirit, MJZ on the Keeper of the Light, which we'll have to figure out how this hero works entirely now. They did revert his entire kit basically back to Spirit form and then gave him a new ability. So Mana Leak was essentially replaced with this at the end of the day.
Yeah, they're getting the old player base back by re-adding some of the old abilities. The Phantom Knives on the Warden, although that was never in Dota, I don't think.
No, it wasn't. They're realizing we're all boomers now, and we want the nostalgia effect here. So
yeah, they're selling us the Mr. Game & Watch. See Nintendo come out with that one recently?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, did you get yourself one?
No, I did not. Definitely not.
I see. I recently bought myself a couple things from the store, but I'm not going to run an ad for Nintendo while casting the summit here.
I don't think they deserve it either.
Ooh, get him, Ricky.
Yeah, screw them. Not a big fan right now.
You a Smash fan?
Used to be.
Ho ho.
Shu's just gonna walk in, gets a sentry down. They don't notice, but they do see him now.
Yeah, they zone him out. Sonic and Shu are both being pretty funny in the lobby. Sonic wanted to decide this entire match with a 1v1 mid. He was in charge of Thunder Predator. Unfortunately, Thunder Predator did take the bait.
Yeah.
I think Style would probably win that, though, even on a ping disadvantage.
I mean, he's pretty darn strong. Yeah, it'd be a little difficult. All right, well, a nice pull out of position here. The PA, the toss into Swashbuckle, and she has no place to go. The Spirit Siphon's just stacking up, and Sonic with the incredible body blocks pulling him under the tower. Pops that Fairy Fire. 30 HP. He's going to live.
MNZ, cool, calm, and collected. He might just want to suicide to the tower.
They're going to toss in Monster. Get the kill with a Swashbuckle. Yeah, oh my goodness. Well, he knows they have a ward there now. But First Blood going to the offlane Pango. I mean, we saw yesterday Monster on this Pangolier. He just crushed Arkosh. He was like the playmaker for the whole beginning of the game. And again, they're doing the same combination. Oh no, that's not where their ward's going to be. Okay.
Mistake. You got to know where it is. It was MJZ's ward, though.
Man.
Not MFC. So he lost the gold.
I mean, he
Okay.
wanted the money for it. He like gambled. He's like, oh, I know where this ward is, and ends up being incorrect.
A
Could have been a
disaster.
salve.
That could have been a salve. That could have been a huge XP boost for him as well. MJZ doing damage control in this lane. And pause coming out. Kit's disconnecting from the game, and Leo Style dropping the all chat lines at the same time. Thought something would be happening in mid lane if that was the case, but there is nothing. Bottom lane, the one saving grace to going down on MNZ there was the fact that you would have had to sit in lane, wait for your courier to come out with the salve, which would have been extra slow because they slowed down with consumables. And just not have been able to CS. So yes, you do die, but your game is a little bit better for it.
Yeah, that's true. You kind of like trade your game for being better for Monster's game for being better, right? That's the idea.
Yep.
But the big issue was, like you said, not getting the ward. He tossed you underneath the tower, behind the tower at that. You know, the ward had to either be here or over here. It had to be behind the tree line for sure.
I mean, this one is such a common ward spot as well.
Yeah, it had to be behind the tree line, and unfortunately, MNZ just does not guess correctly. Sonic taking a lot of damage from this coddle.
Yeah, just gonna get run away there.
Ooh. Illuminate. Gonna do a little bit of harassment. Coddle coming back into favor here, and I'm assuming a lot of it is just because the spirit form change, right? Like Solar Bind is pretty good. The magic resistance reduction scales pretty well, starting at 15%, scaling up to 30%. And then you also have the slow. So as they try to move, it slows them more and more. Kind of like how Mana Leak was. So rather than losing mana, they lose movement speed.
Yep. I don't know. Oh, I thought it was called Solar Blind, not Solar Bind. It's like it doesn't blind you at all.
I know. Solar Bind. He still has Blinding Light in spirit form. It grants him both Recall and Blinding Light, but MNZ just takes down Sonic. He's just playing a little bit too low in this bottom lane.
Yeah. You're going to get punished for that. Your hero's got absolutely no armor. You've got boots of speed and no HP regen. Be able to rotate, if nothing else, after that.
Beep from Monster as he misses his swashbuckle there onto the coddle. He was very happy about that because that would have definitely procced Lucky Shot.
Yep. It interrupted his clarity, too.
Yeah.
I imagine things are going to slow down a little bit here in the bottom lane. So,
it should for the moment, but Sonic, I mean, he's back full health, full mana. If he's able to get an Avatos ever onto the Keep of the Light, he does die. Well, looks like they're trying. Well, I mean, they would toss him over to Monster, and at that point, you're really out of position.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they're going to go for it. Avatos in place. There's going to be the swashbuckle. I mean, the Keeper of the Light. The bind, though, slowing him down quite a bit. MJZ chews through the trees. Sonic continuing the chase, but he does get the salve off, so he's going to be fine. That's a huge amount of burst damage from these two heroes. Monster does need to be careful. Does he have he has no bottle on the way. He ended up going this Wraith Band into Stick and eventually a Wand. I guess makes sense when you're against Coddle and Phantom Assassin, huh?
I think there's just no ward here now. This ward got to sit here for its almost full duration. It's only got 2 minutes left.
I mean, they have to know it's there, right? After that dive, after finding him there.
Yeah, but I guess they just don't have money for the. No, it's a healing salve and a Sage's Mask. That ward is going to sit there for its full duration. No one is going to kill it.
That's not ideal.
Radiant team in shambles.
Nice TP to the mid lane. Refill Leo Styles' bottle here.
Yeah. The El Clasico of this patch. I imagine. Oh, he messed it up.
What?
We got
Did he?
2 bottle charges now. Yep.
Oh, I think he just stole one from. Oh no, yeah, I don't know.
Messed it up. There's no excuse for that.
Avalanche toss. Leo Styles has been found. They're going to toss him underneath. He just immediately goes for the TP, knowing there's a lot of damage coming out from these two heroes. No, he cancels it, and Shadow Demon's protecting the DD rune top. Leo Style. The mental damage this time. Oh, power shot off the mark, though.
Ooh.
Sacred. Falling super low. Monster goes down in the bottom lane, though, at the same time.
Oh, that's why it was off the mark with the power shot. They actually increased the duration of the banish there. It's 2.75 seconds now.
What was it before? 2.5?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
At least I think that they increased. It was 2.5 at one point. Okay, top lane.
Yeah, this should be a kill here. He's going to immediately use that Aphotic Shield, but you got 3 poison stacks, and you should be able to pop those pretty easily. He does, Sladen. So Aphotic Shield does not remove the stacks, it would seem.
It
cannot
does.
be dispelled. No, Shadow Poison cannot be dispelled.
Oh, they changed that one around.
It used to be when you dispel it, it applies the damage immediately, but now it can't be dispelled at all.
Interesting.
So that's a huge buff to Shadow Demon, which I did not notice. Sonic bottom lane taking a lot of damage, but Monster, if he gets a Lucky Shot proc, should be able to save him. There it is. Nice not blinding light, but a ton of damage coming out from that Illuminate. Monster has to swashbuckle up onto the high ground. Sonic, is he going to toss the boy? Monster not close enough. And look at that slow. The block, dude, he literally has 100 movement speed. Oh my god, that's so annoying.
That was partially from the dagger as well.
Yeah.
Though.
Shu finds Sladen in the top lane.
Looking to find Sacred as well, but he's got shield from Resonant Pulse. Ooh, off the mark with that Aether Remnant. Not doing too hot right now. Terrorblade, he is behind the Phantom Assassin even still. They've done a decent job at contesting his CS.
Yeah, in both net worth and last hits. He needs to be careful, though. I mean, they are doing a really good job at playing inside the Illuminate, and Coddle just kiting out this Tiny. He's unable to ever close the gap, and just kills him.
Yeah, and this is only going to get worse once the boots come out on the Keeper of the Light. I mean, the hero has so much base movement speed already, 330. He's done a decent job with this Ring of Basilius as well. I mean, he only has to go the 1 point into the Chakra Magic, just wants the cooldown reduction, it seems. So the double daggers, the double slow coming up from the Phantom Assassin is going to go a long way.
All right, there's going to be a nice rotation in the top lane. They take down Sacred. They commit the meta for this, but definitely worth it if your kit's here, because you are going to be able to get level 6 off the wave. You can get complete solo experience here. Well, unless he keeps building poison stacks on you, Kits. Kits has lost 2/3 of his health. He has to leave now.
Now, did you see the Aghanim Shard from Wind Ranger that's come out?
I have not. Let me see. Oh, yeah, the global power shot, and it's an execute, right?
Yeah. Do you see the old... oh, no.
Oh, great rotation from Sonic. He goes straight from top to mid, gets 2 big kills, and now the Exo with this Arcane Rune is going to allow them to do a lot of tower damage here. He might turn his attention on over to Sladen, but hasn't quite decided. He does have quite amount of survivability with these Spirit Siphons, as well as these Exorcism Spirits coming back eventually.
Yeah. Just trying to take full advantage of that Arcane Rune there, right?
Yeah. So let's see. Global, but only hits 1 hero beyond its default range. Max 1 hero. Okay. Impacted hero will be killed if they are under 13% after taking damage from the impact. Scales based on power shot channel. Ah. Interesting.
Okay. So you can't just use it to globally farm or globally steal CS.
Yeah, it only hits 1 unit, I guess. Right?
It won't apply to regular units, just hero outside the range.
Okay. Yeah, it's basically like Ancient Apparition's Ice Blast to an extent, but it is not easy to hit. I saw someone using it yesterday. Monster bottom lane down to 100 MS again. Nice sidestep there. We'll be able to get him out of that dagger. Has to commit the Rolling Thunder immediately, and he rolls on out. As this PA and Coddle lane is really strong.
Yeah, I'm surprised how well they're doing here. I mean, the slow in between the dagger and the solar blind ends up like moving you to almost no movement speed.
Yeah, it puts you at base. It 100% just puts you at base movement speed.
Yeah. You just have to kind of stand there for the duration of the dagger and then start running after it, I think. Because you're essentially getting the auto attack in as if you're not...
Ooh, he might have found MJZ, but not fast enough there on Tiny's fingers. He's able to just walk away. Oh my god, look at this slow.
He's limping.
It's so annoying. It's such a cool part of his kit too, because it works in the same way that Mana Leak did, where it's like you don't want to move because you know, you got this debuff on you, but if you don't, you're gonna take an Illuminate to the face Bottom lane, they dive the PA here. She gets a nice Phantom Strike away. Sonic, he's going to be the first to dive again, but gets the toss off. Now RL in some serious trouble as Leo Style just burning into him with this focus fire. Gets a double kill with that power shot, and now Monster forced to use this rolling thunder, try and get away. Triple kill for Leo Style. He had a DD rune the whole time.
Yeah, just gonna stand his ground and fight. Shouldn't have rolling thunder in that. Should have gotten out right away. Awesome by him, and he's having a great game, sitting near the top of the net worth chart with this Phantom Assassin. They do manage to take mid in response to Sacred and in response to Leo Style moving though. There was a heads up rotation there by Kits.
Yeah, I did not expect that. Just using his position on the map where he's farming to just push mid lane tower with this meta 0-4-4 build and gets the tower. It is a great hero to have possessed mask on.
There was no
Leo Style, you're in trouble. Silence up, taking a lot of damage. Will have the wind run when this is over, though, so he will be able to get on out of here. Sonic trying to close the gap. Does have Toss and Avalanche. The question is, can he close it? Gonna be a little toss into Pango. Avalanche to slow, but he sidesteps it for the moment. Swashbuckle off the mark. Leo Style, dude.
styling on him.
He's styling on him. You're right. MJZ gonna try and run the Death Prophet bottom lane, but it is 4 points in the Crypt Swarm.
He's just too good.
You're not going anywhere.
Dropping the all chat lines. Man, that was a sick play by Windring. You're getting out of that against all odds, and with the spacing created, they created a 2K net worth lead.
Yeah, PA taking tier 1 top. They're losing bottom, so they are going to swap the towers, but MNZ, he's closing on the Battle Fury, and he's going to have it a really good time. He's got treads completed, the wand, and he's only about 1,000 gold away.
Radiant have fortified their structures against attack.
Over here in the jungle, Shu is taking a bit of harass here thanks to his own illusions. Slayton does a lot of work against him. He's just going to pop the Demonic Purge. Interesting.
Oh, they're losing Sonic in the mid lane too. Is Sacred's just going to chase him down, and thanks to Coddle, easy stuff for them. So a 1-for-1 trade.
That's why they call me.
I think Leo Sai was hoping to line up that power shot. In fact, Shu, you're dead.
Wait, is he? Oh my goodness. I didn't even notice. Managed to catch it there at the end thanks to Jerry.
Well, thank you, Jerry. You will have your banana today.
He has earned 1 more banana after we taketh 1 away. Ooh, they got the shackle onto RRL here in the mid lane. He's just slowed so much. Oh my god, it's so annoying. That spell is really cool.
The Skywrath mage animation or what?
I think it's the same debuff animation that they use on the new hero's ultimate, but it just looks way more amplified.
Interesting. It looks a little bit like Mystic Flare coming down.
Oh yeah, almost does, huh? You're right. Well, Kid's top lane. Good night, sir. Rotation from Leo Style and Sacred. Another DD rune going his way allows that focus fire just shred through him. They do take down Coddle. You know, it's some trade, but you know, you are losing the Terrorblade here when he needs to be the one farming.
Speaking of farming, MNZ's almost got his Battle Fury online. Just need working on this last 200 gold here to complete his Void Stone. Finds a possessed mask for himself too.
That's a happy one. Mid lane, they get Leo Style. They surround him.
I mean, he's bound to go down eventually. He's been playing very dangerously here. So we'll slow down his MKB a little bit. He might go something else after dropping like that, but he's so close to this Demon Edge and be able to blow these heroes up in no time. And all Royal Jelly now found. He'll pass it the way of Leo Style. It would have been nice if he had it before. So I did thinking about having a taste for himself, though.
He's going to go in, find both supports here. A nice Avalanche and toss. The Rolling Thunder immediately canceled. They do get a silence onto the Void Spirit. It would be a great find, but they do just need to disengage. A great 4-man Resonant Pulse doing some serious damage. Shu does have borrowed time. It's going to get popped. They'll have to disengage here on 5ManMidas, but the shackle. What a sick time there from Leo Style. A couple auto attacks. Power shot off the mark, not necessary. MJZ secures it with the blinding light.
Yeah, and they go right down here down the mid lane to take down this tier 1. So getting a little bit of map control back from 5ManMidas. Now we're going to have to slow down. MNZ probably wants to move over to the jungle and actually use this Battle Fury. MJZ ends up getting vision of the creep camp so we can hop over to them, in fact.
Right,
wasting no time at all.
it's kind of funny. Monster has the chipped vest and he's going blade mail, so he's gonna have the double damage return. So blade mail does how much damage? 20% of your attack damage.
And 20 damage, plus 20. It works a bit like return like that.
Yeah, so 20 plus 20%. Chipped vest does 26 to heroes. So 46 base plus 20% of the damage you take.
Yeah. I mean, if you activate that blade mail, it's going to be even more.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately for him, Wind Ranger almost has this MKB, but you need a BKB directly afterwards. You're not going to be able to focus fire down Monster here.
Yeah.
On this thing.
RL gets found in the mid lane. A nice bait out of Sacred. Shu trying to keep him alive, but the focus fire is just too damn much. The Spirit Siphons, it's doing something, but they're going to get the kill here. RRL goes down. Beautiful kill there once again from Thunder Predator.
Leo Style, he keeps going. He wants to refill his bottle by grabbing their bounty rune. There's the economic damage, and he power shots to scout out the next one as he goes. And with that, pretty sure they're going to find kits.
Ooh, just out of vision, but Leo Style is going to find him. No focus fire quite yet, but power shot does a lot of damage.
Yeah. Wants to turn around. Keeper of the Light has decided to disengage from that one. And if you don't manage to get that initial shackle off, you can't win run gap that distance. You don't want him to get the Sunder, right?
Oh, sick guess by Sacred in the top lane. He is going to just... Yeah, he's got nothing left to chase. Never mind. He's close to an Ags, though. He's just rushing it instead of going a Yules or Orchid or anything this game.
Yeah. It's interesting that he opted to go with that one for sure. Would you prefer to see the Yules? I mean, the Aghanim Scepter, we talked about the break from the Phantom Assassin plus the Silence on the Void Spirit in order to deal with Abaddon very easily. I wouldn't have hated to see a Yule Scepter first, though.
Yeah, I think the Yule Scepter would have been pretty decent. The big thing for me here is how good that Ags is at dealing with heroes like Pangolier and Death Prophet, because they both are going these Blade Mail builds to try and reduce the amount of damage that, you know, this Wind Ranger is doing. But the big problem now is you don't have any like way to deal with like the rest of the team. Like this PA can still just one-shot you. You don't have any other defensive items. You know, you might be able to get the Blade Mail off, but they have a lot of control and a lot of jump.
Top lane. I think you gave yourself away on Sonic by planting this GG brand. Oh, Sonic actually gets the lead for now. He didn't end up revealing him with that blur. Sonic managed to gap enough distance. He went up there into the trees thinking that his blur would pop if he got close enough to Sonic, but he was still there. He's playing with them.
Leo Style pops this Invis rune. There is a sentry here, but it's not going to catch him for the moment. So Leo Style feeling pretty safe. He drops the sentry on the backside. It still misses the other ward here that Thunder Predator have placed in the jungle. So we still are going to have some value vision off of that.
Yeah,
Bunch of jungle items dropping.
Yeah, some pretty good ones too. That's Grove Bow will go a long way here on Void Spirit. So he picks up the
Void Spirit or Wind Ranger?
Okay, fair enough.
It's because it's going to amp his MKB damage eventually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to take it. Void Spirit's going to take the Van Brace for the magic amp, which is also really good. So I think, okay, he's not going to take the Nether Shawl. I expected him to hold the Nether Shawl, but that's a great coddle item.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Shadow Demon, it seems. Okay, I mean, yeah, both supports happy to take that. Tons of magic damage coming out from these the 5-Man-Midas lineup. Specifically Tiny, right?
Yep. Not committing this focus fire onto the Roshan just yet. I mean, you've still got a 50-second cooldown on it, and you're just a little bit of gold off finishing up this MKB. You take Roche here, you get your MKB, you send out the Gropo with it. You're going to be pumping up.
They're exoing right into the pit, but it's not early enough. Sonic goes in with a nice blink. He takes down the Wind Ranger immediately. Kits on the backline doing some serious damage. The rest of the team just disengages Sacred. One more Astral Step away, but RL, he's really fast. The Death Prophet movement speed, it's no joke. Can they continue the chase? Sonic jumps on in. The Avalanche off the mark. He's going to go to the low ground. Doesn't look like they want to continue the chase, and I mean, overall, I'm surprised that went as well as it did for them.
Yeah, I mean, they ended up getting the fight at the tail end of that one. I think the main thing was how quickly they managed to blow up Leo Style there. A lot of the damage comes out from him, so The toss avalanche combo landing onto him, the swashbuckle lowering his armor, and then the shield crash hitting him too. It was just too much. I think he ended up taking like 500 damage, taking a Broshan there as well. I saw like 500 damage from some random source, but MKB just about done on Leo style, and I think that's where the game just like completely turns into Thunder Predator's favor.
Yeah, I think you're right. As soon as he has this, it's gonna be pretty big. He also did pick up the Quicksilver amulet, so for heroes like Wind Ranger, as soon as you like Wind Run Focus Fire, it's just that much better. You have more movement speed. The attack speed doesn't matter too much, but it is just a generally good item. I still would have expected her to take the Grove Bow in this game. I think that's just better than the Quicksilver amulet, though.
Well, we'll see. I mean, a lot of the time, one of your abilities is going to be on cooldown, so you get the extra movement speed and attack speed from it. We'll see.
Yeah, it's like roughly 30 movement speed.
Yeah, that's all right, especially once you get that eggs.
All right, they're gonna find the Tiny. Nice initiation there from the Void Spirit. Easy catch. And he's a big part of the damage from 5ManMidas. Like, a lot of these fights, the only reason they're going well is because Tiny's able to blow up one of these heroes. And now your tier 2 tower under siege. The Deso, the BKB almost done on this Phantom Assassin. Just trying to split push as fast as they can on Monster in the bottom lane, and Terrorblade top lane, I guess, doing the same thing. Going for his Manta now as he's completed the Halberd. Did he go doesn't he have an evasion talent? Did he go for it? Yeah, he did.
Who?
He was the 16% evasion talent, and then he's also got the 20% evasion from that Halberd. Going for the TP out, potentially. They don't have vision on him. Kits? He has TP in 3 seconds. Oh, my goodness. Do you think they guess?
No, he's
Looks
out
like
of there.
he's out. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't think he'd be all the way up there, so nice dodge by him. Ended up not going this way, but rather over here. Not what they expected. Sonic's got his Blink Dagger online over here. And I guess just looking for a potential setup or a counter initiation onto RRL, which I think is going to happen. A lot of the heroes moving towards her. Shu gives him away, though.
All right, well, that's weird. The audio clip for that, you know, whatever bind does not stop. Sonic, a huge initiation onto the PA, forced to BKB Monster with a great Rolling Thunder holding them in place. They will take down the Tiny, the Focus Fire making quick work of it, but MNZ, he's chasing after RRL, and he can't afford to go down to the Death Prophet. One more crit, the power shot from Leo style, able to finish it off, and now Monster in some serious trouble. He pops that Blade Mill, he has a swashbuckle, but he still can't finish off the PA. He's kept alive, another Remnant triple kill. Headshot after headshot. This guy, as we like to call it, an op main.
He's just having an amazing game here. I mean, he's gone down a number of times, but just because of how aggressive and far forward he's playing. Go for this BKB next. After he gets this, I think there's just no way they're going to be able to bring him down. Tier 2 tower brought down as well, and I think they'll make their way over for Abaddon in this shrine, or sorry, outpost inside the Dire jungle. They're smoked up. They're going to find Shu.
Yeah, unfortunate here for the Shu. He has the borrowed time, right? But I don't know how he ever gets out of here. Sonic debating on going in, right? He has this blink. You know, can he help the boy out? But borrowed time finally going to come out. Sacred will hit him with that Remnant, and eventually Shu will go down. Another kill. Going away. Sacred the toss into the base, though. They caught Sladen. Silent swashbuckle underneath the tower. Okay, a nice find from Sonic. This Tiny, he does some serious work on this hero.
Yeah. I mean, she was Sonic's probably one of the saving graces of their team. He's been getting some amazing tosses backwards. I think, yeah, he's participated in most of the kills on his team. He's 8, a total of 11. I thought it was 100%. That's my bad. But that's how he managed to farm this Blink Dagger, right? Pulled himself up by his bootstraps this game.
That is indeed true. I mean, and he's got the Faded Brooch and the Windlace Tranquil, so he's very fast. Like, he's able to move in and out of these fights pretty easily, which is a big deal. Bottom lane, they're chasing Kit on the Terrorblade. He's got vision on Kit. The question is, do you want to keep chasing or by yourself? Aghanim Scepter, as we've pointed out, has been completed. He has those 2 charges in the AoE silence on the Void Spirit here. He goes in, gets the silence onto 2. On the backside, Monster, I don't know who they're chasing. It's going to be the Shadow Demon. He's going to throw himself in the disruption, saving himself because he's got a little bit of time there. But on the backside, Sacred plus Leo style, they take down that Tiny pretty easily, dissimulate Gonna give him some space, but Pangolier in trouble. MNZ chasing after him. That Blade Mill protecting him for the moment, but Kits, he's just getting kited out. Sacred going on in, protected by a Glimmer Cape as well. And MNZ, he's got to run that BKB. It's expired. Kits, he's a lot of damage coming out here, but he gets pulled in. He's got to get asunder. He finds Leo style. It's a triple kill for Leo. It's about to be a quadra, making an ultra kill. 5 heroes go down.
Leo style is doing so much damage in that fight. I was a little bit worried because they took it when using focus fire on that Tiny. I mean, Leo style understands that Sonic, a lot of damage in this fight is going to come out from him, but it didn't end up mattering. The Terrorblade struggled to stay on top of any targets, and you still have that wind run on Leo style to fall back on. So just stood right in Terrorblade's face. 4,100 damage, or almost 4,200. Oh, sorry. Coming in from the Phantom Assassin, actually, Leo style just styled on everybody there. You can't really get your hands on any of these heroes, and you put yourself so far out of position just to get Shadow Demon at the start of the team fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And they committed a lot for it, right? The Rolling Thunder was committed. The Terrorblade couldn't continue following them. Like, he's just solar binded. Has no way to purge that off. Like, didn't have the Manta. It was already committed. And, of course, no BKB. So he's just slowed down and held down on the backside. They do find Void Spirit here, and he's going to be able to Astral Step up, but right into Shu. Another Glimmer Cape saving him, but the dust comes out. The monster just playing ping pong on the high ground. Can't get on top of the Void Spirit, and he's going to live. On the oh my gosh, MNZ, he has no chill. He just takes down that Death Prophet in no time. Double kills, he gets the Abad, and now he's falling a little bit low to the Tiny. In comes Kits. Do they have the damage here to finish off Sacred on the Void Spirit? It would be a fantastic kill, but they cannot find a triple kill for PA. They buy back the Abad. Monster goes down to Sladen and Leo style, and it's just pick off after pick off. Suddenly, this game looking so hard for 5ManMidas.
Yeah, and Monster wasn't able to do anything either. He ended up getting kited out by the Keeper of the Light and the Phantom Assassin at the start there. He tried to chase the PA with his ultimate on this cliff over here. Ended up heading over, hugged the edge, went over here, then just jumped back down to the Keeper of the Light on the low ground after that. And, you know, just stuck playing pinball back and forth over here with the Rolling Thunder. And if you can't take fights with Rolling Thunder and Exorcism, I mean, there's nothing you're going to be able to at a 21k net worth disadvantage.
Yeah, we see, you know, these double blade mails. It's like a, you know, it's a decent item, but it's not really paying off for them here in this game, you know.
Roshan is going to respond in another minute and 40 seconds, and I think you just hold the map until it does. Maybe get yourself these tier 3 neutral items and they go up for another 5 seconds. Chance of Quiver now found by the Wind Ranger. I don't. Okay.
All right, mid lane. Sacred goes in, throws a lot of spells. They're going to be able to follow this up. A nice Rolling Thunder holding 2 in place, but he's kind of by himself, and then there's the Focus Fire. More than enough damage. Pangolier does not do well in the open like that.
No. Leo style heads up to the top lane now, and Kits is forced to get back, so no tier 1 tower. They're going to be able to grab top and just finish up this catapult in a moment here. And they'll set up around the Roche Pit, I imagine. No need to rush this one. I mean, it can be difficult to push into the Tiny and the Pangolier on the high ground. If you get caught out on the ramp, he can just jump back and forth onto you. No need to play it risky at all if you can take it late, and you're able to take it late thanks to Wind Ranger and Phantom Assassin. MNZ just walking through the jungle, farming up all the creep camps that 5ManMidas could potentially take.
Oh, Shu. Walked into a remnant and pulled on the high ground, forced the TP.
Oh no. Spends the last of his gold on a town portal scroll too.
The economic damage, as we like to call it.
Meant at this point. 10 seconds
Oh my god, a DD rune bottled on PA as she finishes the Eye of Scotty. It is going to pop here. They have vision. There's going to be the PA. This would be the target if you can get her, but she has BKB. Oh, they're not able to chain stun her here. She's going to look for the Death Prophet on the backside. Goodbye, sir. The DD rune, just too much. Double kill for Phantom Assassin. Is going to be able to continue the chase. Sacred looking for a Yule's target. They see Shu for a moment. Leo style able to get in range, cut off that escape. And his borrow time's going to be forced here. The Yule's to delay that out. And this is going to be another 3 kills going the way of Thunder Predator.
Leo style finishes that one off, and God, 460 damage per attack without you considering crits here on MNZ. There's nothing they're able to do against this one. The Desolator ripping through this tower in no time at all. Assisted by that armor corruption too. I think this is it for them. 5ManMidas, they're not going to be able to do anything here.
Yeah, they're focus firing down mid as well. Monster gets found, and a Remnant's going to set this one up with ease. And guess what? In comes the PA. He plops the Blade Mill, but she doesn't really even care. She hardly loses any health. Blade Mill seems like an underwhelming item to me. I don't know.
I mean, it's great, but when you're losing this bad, it feels like it barely matters.
Yeah. Sladen, a nice aggressive blink, gets this disruption onto Sonic, trying to prevent him from getting a blink catch here.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind we have hit the 1K net worth per minute mark that you like to talk about, or just about hit it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the point of no return. Is Roshan respawns just going to make it that much more difficult, and PA closing in on Assault Kuros.
Yep. Once that one's done, you're going to have no armor left. PA and Wind Ranger just going to be able to blow you up instantly.
They're opting to try and fight this. I guess they realize they have no choice, but the Roshan, if MNZ gets a crit here, it's going to die before they even make it in time. Sonic, he has Blink. He's got to go in, but instead they just go for the Coddle. I mean, that's a fine, but now Sacred, he's here, and so is MNZ on the PA. The Rolling Thunder, it's canceled for the moment, but oh my god, the crits! RRL pops the Ghost Scepter, but he gets Demonic Purge. He can't escape. There's nothing for this guy. You lose both cores immediately, and the GG is just called.
Yeah, nothing they're going to be able to defend, especially with that Exorcism and Metamorphosis down. And Thunder Predator, such an amazing game number 1 here. Leo Style has been an absolute beast here on this mid lane Wind Ranger this tournament. It puts him at 4-0.
Yeah, that is not a hero you're probably willing to give them at this point.
Yeah, and 5ManMidas, you know, they struggled to find anything that game. I think the Terrorblade pick was pretty good, but you weren't able to find the same amount to farm. And Leo Style, he really popped off. This Keeper of the Light, I think, took them by surprise as well. The Solar Blind, the PA, Keeper of the Light lane. I mean, that won way harder than I thought it would. The bottom was just a disaster. I mean, look at these the player net worth graphs here. PA managing to sit like head and shoulders above everybody else throughout the entire laning stage.
Yeah, you come out of the laning stage and your Pango is almost the same net worth as the enemy Keeper of the Light. I mean, that just shows exactly how well that lane went for them. And Tiny, of course, is just super poor, about the same as his position 5, which is not what you want to see, right? Like that when you have this lane, Pango, Tiny, you're expecting to be able to find kills, but they just kited him around. Like Tiny never got on top of Coddle outside of the first, couple minutes. And that Solar Bind Dagger combo, I mean, you can't move. You might as well be stunned.
Mm-hmm.
0 armor as well on the hero, so just getting kited in these auto attacks, it really starts to add up.
Yeah, Leo Style as well. Just kill after kill as he moves around the map here. I did like what they did on 5ManMidas. You know, they responded to Leo Style's rotation, took that mid tower with a Metamorphosis, but even that, it wasn't enough. Bottom lane, I think it just lost way too hard.
Yeah. I mean, that's game 1. We've got game 2. It's a best of 3 elimination series here. So Thunder Predator versus 5ManMidas is going to continue after this short break, everyone. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a little bit. Hello, everybody, and oh my God, excuse me, and welcome back to the BTS Pro Series Season 4. A little bit of a hiccup there, my bad. My name is R Cryptic. With me is Neff. We're going into our final game of the day. Well, potentially. Sorry, final series. I'm not, Thunder Predators expecting a 2-0 here in my mind. I don't know. But it is the final elimination series of the day. And Thunder Predator, if they get the win here, they send 5ManMidas packing.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a rough one for sure, but when their backs are against the wall, that's what make these NA Open Qualifier teams the strongest.
That is true.
If they're good enough to take down these SA Giants here.
It'd be a huge task, man. These guys not used to finishing very low in a tournament.
No, absolutely not. If they win this one, I believe it puts them up against Beast Coast, but they do have to win one more game. 5ManMidas, they are playing for behind. We'll need to win 2 in a row in order to take them out. And then Predator, they opt just to go with the Wind Ranger again. Leo Star has had an amazing performance on it this tournament, sitting at 4-0 so far. But Undying, this is a shoe specialty.
It is. It absolutely is. Now, do you happen to remember what the head-to-head was for Beast Coast and Thunder Predator? They did get 2-0'd. Okay, so Beast Coast did 2-0 Thunder Predator earlier in the tournament. So they, might be a little bit afraid to go up against them again, but we'll see. Undying and Tiny, huh?
That was with a stand-in for Leo Style, though. He was off that day.
You are right. Leo Style was not there. That's a big deal.
I mean, I'm going to sound like a Leo Style fanboy. I already sound like a Leo Style fanboy, but I think the results would be a little bit different if he was there. They definitely are a lot stronger with him on the team. Me, of course, believing that he is the strongest mid laner out of South America. Always has an amazing performance, though. Last game, he was styling on them. I mean, you see those jukes in the bottom lane?
He really was.
Yeah. But Beastmaster picked up next here on Thunder Predator. This was a Frank the Tank specialty, but Sacred has been running into decent effect as well. 5ManMidas, they want to go Tiny on Sonic again. I felt like that was the most impactful hero in the last game. He managed to get a lot done.
Yeah, I don't think the issue, right, is the Sonic Tiny. I think he has not been, the reason that, they lost that game. But we're going to see the shoe Undying, see if he can have more impact here than he did previously on that Abaddon, which it didn't feel very good personally. It's against the Shadow Demon. We learned that the Shadow Demon poison stacks cannot be dispelled now, so that Abaddon ended up backfiring really hard.
Yeah, the Abaddon definitely didn't work. I don't think they realized that change has been applied. These teams, they probably reading through the patch notes themselves have a bunch of different things that they're trying to do. And my God, was the patch long? I mean, Shadow Demon towards the end of it as well. So you might not have gone as far as the S's. You might have gotten bored and started to skim it there. I know I did. I missed the fact that it was non-dispellable.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm just looking at the heroes that pop up in the game, and apparently that was one that a lot of us overlooked. It's the first thing though. Poison is no longer dispellable.
Let's see how this game goes. Death Prophet banned out. It's a strong one. Somebody who we both agreed on was a little bit slept on. The hero just great against melee matchups in the mid. 5ManMidas. It looks like they're not as willing to play it this time around, though, given the fact that they realize they're going to be playing against Leo Style on this Wind Ranger mid. You generally want that melee matchup, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one for sure. And the thing is like you said, it kind of protects them to allows Thunder Predator to have the Death Prophet pick if they want, and then rotate, the Wind Ranger someone else. And we know Leo Style can play that Death Prophet very well.
Yep. Monster, he's normally had a pretty good performance on the Pango. Last game, he wasn't able to do anything, though. That Phantom Assassin Q with the light lane, just way too strong. This game, they do ban it out. So it's likely the safe lane is going to be a little bit weaker. We saw him do so much with so little against Arkosh yesterday. Or sorry.
Yeah.
I think
yesterday, yeah. Yesterday was our first elimination games.
Right. My days are mixed up. I was doing Perfect World last night as well. So I'm like, it was Perfect World yesterday and this 2 days ago.
I don't know.
Yeah. Last band coming up from 5ManMidas. What would you hate to play against here?
I think you do have to probably start considering supports. I would get rid of the Keeper of the Light. I think it just caused too many problems for them, especially for the Tiny. And you're dealing with Beastmaster. Oh, okay. They're gonna go ahead and ban the Morphling.
Yep, this is something that made it through last time, but they didn't end up getting rid of. And I was a little bit surprised that Thunder Predator didn't end up grabbing it because they had the Wind Ranger. There was the Tiny and the Death Prophet on the other team there, and Morphling's more than happy to switch in the Death Prophet to Spirit Siphon a couple of heroes and just run them down afterwards, as well as get the Aghanim Scepter off of Wind Ranger, the Shackle Shots, and double charge Wind Run while you're in Morph. That might have been something they were going for here. The way they might have to have a change of plans. But with Morphling banned out, get rid of Naga Siren on the other side. That's not something that you want to deal with either. I mean, there's the Song of the Siren tombstone set up in these team fights, which can do a lot of work.
Yeah. And we've seen it once before. Like we saw, I think 4 Zoomers were the ones that were running it in that game. We saw Sammy Boy, Naga Siren, and Husky on the Undying. It was a really interesting game.
That one was awesome. Husky's been doing so much in this tournament with the Undying. Sammy Boys will on that Naga Siren. We'll see what they pick up next here on Thunder Predator. They might just try to close this out early. I mean, they were complaining in the lobby about how much Dota they've had to play lately with these both the games here in BTS Pro Series 4 as well as the Movie Star Pro Liga, Liga Pro. I forget which direction it is or where the pro sits.
Yeah, whatever that other tournament is.
Yeah, I mean, they run a pretty good event.
Oh yeah.
So I hear. I've got 40 seconds left here on Thunder Predator. Probably pick up a support next. They grab the Ogre Magi. Not a big fan of it here.
It's pretty good when you factor in the attack speed bonus that Beastmaster provides as well. So we might see a hero that can really benefit from both and kind of meet with the timings here. In my mind right now, I'm kind of looking at an OD, honestly. OD might be pretty sick here.
5 seconds.
Interesting. OD's been not the most successful hero, it feels like.
Did get a pretty solid rework, though.
That hero is always being reworked.
Well, first off, they renamed him to the Outworld Destroyer instead of the Devourer, so he's back to the old name.
Yeah, I pulled up the patch notes because I realized I didn't remember what his changes were. This is like 3 paragraphs long, just like his ultimate. I can't read all of this.
Yeah. All right, they take the Brewmaster, though. So this hero got some pretty big reworks.
I'm a big fan. You've heard me go off about Brewmaster a number of times. He gets a 4th panda now. And it's about time. They also buffed up his Brewlings. This hero, I think his ultimate was very outdated. It's been a while since they changed it around. There's been a slow power creep over the years in Dota. Everybody's gotten their stat growth rates have been increased. Their armor has been increased. Items are stronger than they were before. Everybody has more passive gold. So the Brewmaster Brewlings don't scale in the late game nearly as well, but they finally buffed them up. So I feel like he's on par, if not his potential to be a little bit stronger than them now, finally. And again, you turn into you use your split, which has 2 charges now, everybody. That's right, 2 split.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the Air Panda, Storm, he still has the Dispel Magic, which is damage to summoned units. It actually damages the Necronomicon and everything in Beastmaster's Menagerie. Fun fact. I think it's like 800 damage on a 5-second cooldown to summoned units. As well
That's
as
pretty
dispel.
good.
Yeah.
That's
It'll
pretty good.
dispel Overpower. It'll dispel Bloodlust. It'll dispel Windrun. It is absolutely insane. And because it's got 2 charges, you can actually reliably use it in these fights.
5 seconds.
I like that. I mean, I think it can. Yeah, I think you're right. Against summoned units, especially the Beastmaster ones, that should be pretty good. And also it makes it so that there's certain heroes, like Illusion heroes specifically, they can't really pick into this, right? So they do see the Ursa. They respond with Troll Warlord, which honestly, I don't know if Troll Warlord is the pick into the Ursa, but it is good at dealing with the Beastmaster in the lane, which is good.
10 seconds remain.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of Troll Warlord. I've said it so many times before. I feel like whenever you win a game with this hero, it's you win despite having Troll Warlord, not because you have Troll Warlord.
Yeah.
Too easy to kite him around. He gets completely owned by anybody holding a Heaven's Halberd. You can toss him in the air with Yules and kite him. Right now, I definitely prefer Thunder Predators draft. I don't know how they finish rounding this one off.
It is Radiant's ban.
Cut got banned out here. I mean, they don't necessarily need a frontliner. I feel like Undying, Tiny, and Brewmaster can all kind of share the burden with that job. They might need more damage coming out from their backline because at the moment, I haven't seen the kind of damage that Brewmaster can put out with his rework. But I think
10 seconds.
you've kind of put all of your eggs in the Troll Warlord basket here on 5ManMidas.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, we see this a lot with troll teams, right? Where they end up kind of investing a lot into the Troll Warlord and trying to make him have a good game. But there's to me already, there's already a handful of good counters. I mean, you can build a Halberd on Beastmaster pretty easily. Has no problem going for that. Ursa, of course, a pretty good hero at dealing with the troll. The enrage makes it very difficult for him to go down.
Dire's turn to ban.
They banned Pugna and TA out of the mid lane. Pugna would have been great. A lot of tower push that could have come out. They're worried about TA as well, and I think, rightfully so. You can still run Leo style in the mid lane on this Wind Ranger. They have ultimate last pick, so they should be able to set up their lanes for success here.
Yeah, there's also the huge
10
kiting
seconds
potential that could come out from the Pugna if you have all your eggs in the Troll
5
Warlord
seconds
basket.
remain.
The Scepter rework for a Troll would help with that a little bit. Range axes dispels enemies and melee axes dispels yourself. The cooldown is reduced from 9 to 4. Mana cost in half.
Dire's turn.
That's the
And,
new Aghanim Scepter?
Storm
Yep.
Spirit.
I did not know that. Okay, that's actually pretty cool.
Which is a lot better than disabling your allies and griefing them by casting Berserker's Rage on them.
Oh, what's that? My mid lane? You want to go run into them by yourself? All right, have fun.
I think I told you this story once before. I had somebody play like position 4 or 5 Troll Warlord in a game that I was playing, and I ended up losing in the end because he rushed the Aghanim Scepter and thought that he was going to help me by clicking it on me. I was like solo carrying the game, and I got disabled by my teammate. He provided me nothing the entire game, and then eventually got me killed trying to assist.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I love it.
That's your typical pub in North America. It was time to put the game down for the day after that.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk, get some fresh air. You know who's not going for a walk? Thunder Predator and 5ManMidas is their tournament lives on the line. Specifically 5ManMidas is they're down 1-0. They get their last pick Storm and they respond with Leo style Ember, an absolute classic.
Yeah, this guy is an absolute beast on this hero. I mean, his Wind Ranger has had a flawless record so far in this tournament, but his Ember Spirit is nothing to scoff at. And up against the Troll Warlord here, I mean, he's just going to get kited around. We talked about this potential issue. So Storm Spirit, he's going to have his work cut out for him in the mid lane. He needs to win this and somehow get a very early Orchid against the Ember Spirit.
It is Storm Spirit favored, right? Doesn't Storm Spirit have the advantage in this lane?
Yes, at the start of it anyways. It becomes a little bit easier for Leo style after he has a couple of levels, and of course your harass does end up sticking with the Sleight of Fist, but Storm Spirit has so much armor that it's not that easy to harass him with it, and of course he's able to burn right through your Flame Guard because of the massive amount of magic damage coming out from the Static Remnant and the Overcharge. So it's a bit favored for him, but if you start losing at any point, it's very easy for you to just pop off on the Ember Spirit. The Ember also rotates just slightly easier than the Storm.
Yeah.
At the start, anyways. Later on, Storm Spirit definitely has the advantage on that one. Anyways, let's
right.
go.
We're
Game
making
number
it. This is gonna be fun, man. We'll see what this Brewmaster can do. Obviously, he got some serious love in this patch. Absolutely needed the Primal Split. Can grant the Void Bruling with the Aghanim Shard, and then obviously the Aghanim Scepter, giving you 2 charges of the Primal Split, which can also be canceled at any time.
Okay, I got to Peru Dota 1, 2, 3. I absolutely love this guy. I see him in basically every chat. He's wrote MLPG, Movie Star Liga Pro Gaming. Thank you very much for correcting me.
So we're going to see Sladen on the 4-position Wind Ranger. Oh, wait. Yeah. 4-position Wind Ranger, MJZ down here just bullying out with the Ogre Magi. He wants to make sure they can get these runes. And even top rune, I don't know if you can contest this on Monster. MNZ can do some serious damage to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks like RL wants to rotate up just to make sure that they go 2 for 2. Okay, this is smart. Bottom lane, though, a lot of damage coming in. Shu does have the decay, but again, you're against, 4 heroes that are pretty great early game right now.
MNZ, he's actually getting chased off by this Brewmaster here. Thunderclap is no joke. It's pretty lengthy slow at 4 seconds.
Ooh, shoot. He might go down bottom. No decay for 3 seconds. The toss out. Is it enough? Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Slaying the Sonic, just the MVP.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, we talked about what a high impact he had in last game, despite the fact they lost it. Unfortunately, Shu does end up salving himself back up, which isn't going to end up bringing him at full HP, but
feels really bad as an Undying to commit a salve that early.
Yeah, at least he doesn't end up dying, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to give an early advantage to the heroes on the Thunder Predator here. So good to get chased out of lane, but Sladen also does quite a bit of damage. Saber might just go down there without the boards to slow. Right. Ends up getting real close as well on the Wind Rangers, by 15%, so they aren't able to keep that chase going and finish off Sacred there.
That good old the good old denying your boar feels good.
Yeah, no XP or gold. It's worth pretty big XP bounty at 60.
Yeah, it is. It's a big deal. You cannot feed those boars in the lane stage, because then you just lose the lane, because they'll get to level 2 before you and can play really aggressive.
Yeah. On top lane, end up pulling the creep wave between the tier 1 and 2 tower. As your basic stuff for Tiny, who struggles to exist inside the lane, can't trade underneath it, and takes a lot of harass from creeps. As if he tries to trade for right clicks. Mid lane, it looks like it's a little bit in favor of the Storm Spirit. Like you mentioned, RRL, he's having a pretty good time. Sitting at... Actually, after you finish this creep wave here, it'll be 10-4 to 5-1, double the CS and denies.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when you have level 2 Flame Guard. The 220 will protect you quite a bit, but you really struggle level 1, because you literally cannot use the Flame Guard at all in the lane.
Yeah, the moment you try to walk at RRL, he just pops that static remnant and your shield disappears. He's got level 2 now.
Yeah.
But
the overcharge, or the overload rather, doing some pretty good work there. Nice harassment from RRL though, knowing he's going to try and pop that Flame Guard, ASAP, and ends up just getting a lot of right-click damage, and instead forcing Leo Style off the lane again, and he's up to 14-6.
Yeah, Leo Style tipping him for some reason, just absolutely bodying him in lane, maybe just a show of respect.
He was like, all right, I see your storm. I see it. You know what you're doing, sir.
Yeah.
Top lane. Oh, the tomato is it going to clap someone? It's debating. It's thinking about it. Get the clap, sir. Do it. It's not going to clap. Oh, it already clapped. That's why.
Bottom lane kits. Continuing to work on CS. The courier ends up going down. Sladen, he's about to find a second.
That feels good.
All right, not bad. 60 gold going to everybody on your team, and they're not going to be able to send items out for a little while either.
Dude, Sacred's taking so much damage in the bot lane. That Soul Rip, he gets level 3 now, so if that was level 2 Soul Rip, he might have been able to find the kill, but Sacred's salving back up. He's doing pretty good. How soon until Shu has to walk base is the thing, right? On Undying, he's run out of mana. He has a Clarity, but he has no Courier now. Looks
probably
he's gonna go for the Clarity.
That's probably just about now. Shu. He's got the board.
Mid lane, Leo Style, the wraparound from Sonic. This guy has set up so many kills. And he does it again. First blood for the Tiny.
Not bad. I mean, we saw him do this against Leo Style a number of times last game, but Leo Style ended up popping off anyway. But now so heavily CS. I mean, you got double now on Storm Spirit, and now first blood going their way. His game is definitely going to slow down. He's got the Flame Guard build, so he's able to recover and go into the jungle if he absolutely has to. He jungle a little bit quicker with this one, but still, Leo Style, he's used to getting a lot more out of the mid lane than this. Yeah,
absolutely. He's very much struggling. You are level 5 on RL, and he goes for the 3 points in the overload, which more damage. It's pretty sick. Leo Style definitely starting to struggle. I mean, I don't even want to say start. He's been struggling. 26-10, my lord. Bottom lane, Shu and Kits. Shu's gonna take a lot of damage here, all for this boar. He's gonna go down. He does give the last hit on the boar over to Kits, but I think, you know, 169 gold, very nice number for the Brewmaster, or for the Beastmaster, is better than the you know, the 60 gold for that boar there. Top lane as well, they're able to chase down MJZ. Sonic has an avalanche. If he can close the gap, a nicely timed double crit. Able to pop that fairy fire. He's still running to Ogre, and the like the thing is, he knows he's gonna die, but it's just time wasted. And look at all of the space this Ogre is making.
He's outrunning both Sonic and Monster. He'll eventually clap him and they'll melee him down together, but
Oh my lord, what a nuisance.
let's see what where the damage is. They almost managed to get RL. Sladen couldn't quite bring him down. He managed to get back. No power shot available. I don't think it'll quite finish him off anyways, and he's just gonna let him go. We might search for him over in this camp here, see if he ends up sticking around, but I think he realizes Storm Spirit. He's not going to end up giving up his lead that he ended up getting. 6 minutes, and Leo style, there's a recovery. Manages to find a double damage rune, so that's the price you paid for committing so much onto that Ogre Magi. Storm Spirit forced to walk all the way back to base at 330 movement speed.
And no one can contest the 4-minute rune, or the 6-minute rune. Monster top lane might be in some trouble here. Is MNZ just going to pop that Enrage and purge off that slow? He does have Earthshock in just a couple seconds. You're pretty quick on this guy, but not faster than an Ursa with Bloodlust. And Monster... Ooh! Yeah, okay, he's dead. One more auto attack from the Ursa, finds it, and this is where this lane gets really difficult. I mean, they picked this Brewmaster hoping that it's going to pan out, but they just immediately responded. Ooh, bottom lane, Tombstone does end up going down. Nice find there from Sladen, but you do find the Beastmaster, and I think that's all you wanted.
Guy comes in the mid lane.
Leo Styles DD, RL, I don't know about this one, sir.
He bottles back up, so he's got a little bit of mana to disengage. Leo Styles thinks about going for it, but he realizes Sonic's here with the assist, so he does have to get back. Respect the Storm Spirit here.
Overall looking pretty good. I mean, net worth wise, Ursa obviously at the top here. Almost level 7 to the level 4 of the Brewmaster. Monster having an absolutely abysmal start to this game.
Monster. I mean,
Ooh,
this
Tiny coming in. I don't know if you have the damage for the Ursa, but maybe you can toss that Ogre back onto the tower. They do exactly that. He's going to pop that Drunken Brawler, but the nice stun, the body blocks from Sonic. This guy, they're not going to be able to get him again. Oh, man. Ogre, too dang tanky. He's invested all of his points out of intelligence into strength.
I mean, he's got an incredibly high strength growth rate for an int here at 3.5 per level. The guy just can't be brought down. Sonic, despite these amazing tosses, 8 minutes, Illusion Rune spawns, Storm Spirit gets it, and Leo Style, he's forced to get back, just remnant away, in fact.
Yeah, with that Tiny showing his face there for a moment. If he gets... Ooh, nice tower deny from Monster. Kind of necessary, though. But if he gets that Avatos, the Storm Spirit might have been able to blow him up with those 3 points in Overload and the Static Remnant. But Leo Style just bases, comes back, full health, full mana, everything. He's feeling really good.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to touch... Ooh, I want to touch real quickly on Monster and just not having such a good time in the offlane. This happened against Arkosh as well. The guy managed to accomplish tons despite not finding farm in that game. And, last game didn't go good for him either. Ooh.
Mid lane, some dukes out between the supports and the two spirits, but just trading some HP. RL does have that illusion still bottled. The thing is like Kits is at least doing relatively decent on the Troll Warlord, and if he can get a Battle Fury around the same time as Ursa, well, he's not going to get it around the same time as Ursa, as he did not opt to finish the treads, and you do have this Wraith Band, so you are quite a bit behind Ursa on the way to the Battle Fury here. Nice Avalanche toss, looking for Sacred the Tombstone. It is down, doing some work, slowing him, but he's able to walk away thanks to that Bloodlust movement speed and MJZ. He's got to be careful. He's got these 3 zombie boys chasing him down. Another Whirling Axes. Kits with a great Shackle coming in from Sladen. Should be able to finish this kill eventually. Storm Spirit says, oh, he wanted to snipe it, but it's not going to go his way.
Yep. Leo Style thinks about joining the fray as well, but it's too far over. Sonic is sitting pretty low, though.
Yeah, they're going to try and go on him, but a great shackle holding Storm Spirit in place. He's going to have to commit all his mana to Ball Lightning away, and now Sonic might have been baited. Little toss back, but Leo style, oh, he has no Sleight of Fist. He went to those max Flame Guards, so no cooldowns.
Worried about the kill potential here that they have on 5ManMidas. And again, if you end up not doing as hot in the lane, then the max flame guard build does help you farm a little bit quicker. Brewmaster all popped in the top lane.
He's going to be able to throw that Ogre into the air, and there's going to be the second boulder. If you can chase him down, it doesn't look like he wants to go back, just get this oh, he doesn't get the rune. Oh, that is unfortunate. And now Monster, you do not have enough mana here to work with.
Wait, did he end up using both charges of it? Or does that
No, the Ags gives you the charge.
Yeah. My bad. Misread that one on the patch notes. That would be kind of ridiculous if you
Just start with two right away. Yeah.
Leo style still struggling, but he's catching back up. He's sitting fourth here on the net worth, and Storm Spirit's actually fallen a little bit behind him. 500 net worth down. Just he's been going for kills, but he has been farming nearly as fast. So Leo's now taking advantage of this max flame guard build and this arcane rune because he's going to commit.
Yeah, I mean, he can do a lot of damage here on Leo style, and he will finally pop that flame guard. But I mean, you did a lot more damage to this storm.
Yeah, and he'll just re-engage in another 11 seconds here.
Ooh, a nice slight chains into the power shot. RL's gonna have to base or like farm some creeps on his way back at least.
Yep. Nice job on Leo, zoning him out of the lane. Imagine he'll pop his flame guard again as he's still got the arcane rune active.
MJZ on the Ogre is level 6.
Yeah, it's not so bad. We're 11 minutes in.
No, I'm saying that's pretty good. Like considering he just ran around dying and like making space for an Ursa. He was borderline, you know, not sitting in lane at all. The Ursa's level 10 as a result, right? That's the big benefit you got.
Yeah. Speaking of, he's finally finished up his power treads and his battle fury, so he's sitting pretty far, 1,000 net worth up on the Troll Warlord right now.
Yeah, I mean, 12-minute Battle Fury treads is pretty darn good timing. He's also got the chipped vest, which is fantastic. Almost an engagement in the mid lane. Unable to find it. Sladen. Ooh, RL's looking for the rune, but there's no way you can go for that. A nice shackle as well. Leo Style's going to bottle up that invis, start using that regen pretty much immediately. They salve, and it gets popped right away. They will go ahead and top that bottle off thanks to the monster TP to the mid lane, and is now a 3v4. The question is, who do you go for? It looks like it's going to be the Ogre. Magi Shu pops that Fletch Goal and drops the tombstone down, but Sonic falling super low. He will die to the Remnant, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. Now, in comes MNZ. This is the guy you got to be scared of. You throw him into the air. You can't let him do anything. Want to take down this tombstone here, but Shu wants to protect it. Another Cyclone.
He'll just end up getting the deny off next to auto attack that comes off. They dance around it. They try to get the last one.
Enrage comes out. He's going to be forced to jump forward. Now Leo style Searing Chains onto the Undying. Does have a nice decay to give himself some HP to work with. They go ahead and pull Leo style into the tower. They get the kill thanks to the avalanche. Sonic is back, baby. He's going to go ahead and toss back that Wind Ranger and set that up with a nice amount of burst magic damage. Falling super low, pops that wand, but cannot survive as Kits finds the kill. All right, some signs of life from 5ManMidas.
Yeah, things were looking pretty heavy in the favor of Thunder Predator there, but that fight managed to snag you almost a 1,200 XP swing and got about 1,000 gold going your way. Killing Leo style was pretty important as well. He was starting to pull ahead of the storm there. But there was no buying back and coming into that fight because he had just Remnant base and, teleported the base and Remnant back out.
Ooh, Brewmaster, sorry, not Beastmaster. Beastmaster commits the roar. They find themselves a nice kill there in the mid lane, and turning that into a tier 1 tower would be a great objective for them. Dude, what do you think of this new Aghanim shard for Beastmaster? How weird is that thing? Have you read it? It gives you controllable hawks again rather than just sending them.
Oh,
but
dive bomb. I read that.
Yeah, and then they have like the random dive bomb, which just sounds worse than having the hawk there.
We've had something a little bit like that before. Do you remember the old tree protector? You put the sentinels in the trees, and they would dive stun people.
Troll Warlord's been found. He gets shackled. He does have the battle trance. He's going to pop it immediately, but Leo style, he cannot get the roots. He's just getting kited, and then there's going to be a remnant away. He turns his attention on over to Slayton, but the wind run doing too much work. In comes the big boy Storm, as he's going to be able to get a double killer for them, and MNZ focusing on Roche, bursts that bad boy down, and now Sacred slowed down in some trouble. You don't have this primal split for another 2 seconds, but Shu, he's getting these decays. The flesh golem amping so much damage. There's going to be the avalanche, the toss. You can't reduce that cyclone, and oh my goodness, MNZ almost removed from the fight as they focus down the rest of them. RRL running low on mana. The toss back onto MJZ is going to finish off the ogre. Can they get the first life of the Ursa? The avalanche, it will find it. I think it's time to back. You don't have a lot of mana to work with, but a big win once again for 5ManMidas.
Yeah, managing to take several of those heroes down and burn MNZ's Aegis immediately. The Cyclone actually was reduced. It doesn't work quite the same as the Yule Scepter there. It's like a non-dispel Cyclone thingy. Different mechanic. So he was held in the air for half the time because he did pop the Enrage first, but it didn't really matter. He was held in the air for long enough and wasn't able to wreak havoc with that Battle Fury when everyone was grouped up. So, nice play there by Monster.
Yeah, definitely. I just realized, did you see what they changed Ogre's 25 talent to?
Ogre Magi? The Fire Blast versus the 20% for a 1.5 second bash. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, very nice, see?
Yeah, that is cool.
Not good. It's definitely not good. You'll 100% take the Fire Blast damage, but it's definitely funny. Mid lane, Ember Spirit's been found. The avalanche, the toss, all the magic damage. Leo style goes down once again. He's had back-to-back deaths now. Look at what him on the net worth. Where'd he go? He was towards the top. You're behind Storm now, sir.
Yeah, I mean, there's a period where he was 500 gold up on the Storm Spirit, now sitting 300 gold behind him. And it's going to be even worse than that by the time he actually manages to get out here. Actually, his Remnant won't expire. He'll just be able to pop that to the mid lane. Doesn't have to expend Town Portal Scroll for that.
Nicely done. So we are just rushing the Aghanim Scepter on the Brewmaster, giving him the 2 charges of the Primal Split, and then allowing him to cancel it from any of the Brewlings and return to that one. So rather than always going to your Storm Panda, or I'm sorry, it's Earth Panda, then Storm Panda, or then Fire Panda, then Storm Panda. Is that how it was in the past? I don't know. But top lane, Leo style, nice root. Gonna hold them in place. You gotta be careful. Kits does have the battle trance, but the double multicast, he gets saved, they turn it around. MJZ, he's gonna have to run, and so will be gone on Sacred, but managed to get that kill. Troll Warlord falls in the end. Another tornado throwing that Windrunner into the sky, but I mean, this is just the team fight potential here is just way too much. Leo style getting out on 90 HP, still running for his life, but Monster trying to close the gap. Gets the purge, will remove that flame guard, but it's got nothing left.
Yeah, and they're not interested in taking this fight here. MNZ, he wants to finish his BKB before he jumps in. So fight after fight now going the way of 5ManMidas, and another up 14-7. Despite the fact that Thunder Predator has managed to keep the gold lead in their favor.
And they've kept it pretty even, but you know what they did? Sonic picks off Leo style once again. He didn't think they had a ward, but look at this. It's right outside range. Sonic's Tiny has been instrumental to 5ManMidas winning these games, or like having a chance at winning. He was a big part of them winning the game against Arkosh, and here he is once again, absolutely owning.
Should have banned this one out. It was the highest impact in that last game, and he's about to take down another hero.
Yeah, they're just falling around the map one at a time, and they get some good jungle items. Philosopher's Stone and Dragon Scale now. Philosopher's Stone, I'm assuming they'll just put on Shu. It'd be pretty nice, and then that Dragon Scale, probably your Brewmaster, if I had to guess. Those are some great items. Oh, Troll's just going to keep the Dragon Scale for now.
Interesting.
They've really struggled on taking towers this road. They don't have anything on the side of Thunder Predator. Or against Thunder Predator, right? 5ManMidas, like they're working on this tier 1 top. It's the first tower they could potentially take. Whilst Thunder Predator has taken all 3 of the tier 1. So just doing better, I guess, as far as finding these objectives.
I mean, they've been playing very well. They've been getting these kills, but Thunder Predator has been making all of it happen on 5ManMidas' side of the map. So they haven't been able to get that much more map control because that MNZ has had tons of space to farm. So he continues to sit pretty far ahead of the Troll Warlord. That's going to start to turn around now, though. I think at this point, MNZ needs to start contributing to fights now that he's got this BKB.
They're smoking mid lane. They're like kind of pinging out Sladen, but they don't have the vision quite yet. There is a ward on the high ground that they know of, but they're looking into the jungle instead. Maybe just gonna blow up this Ogre Magi Leo style. He doesn't want to like walk into this. Sonic, he's gonna get the vision, looking for the Ursa. He does have BKB though, and on the backside shoot, gets a nice high ground tombstone. They cannot fight into this. We've seen over and over how good these things are. And there's gonna be the primal split, chain stunning them down. Leo style cannot take down the Undying. Roar comes out onto RL, but they have plenty of chase here. That bonus movement speed's only temporary. You'll be able to get 2 more. A fantastic fight once again for 5ManMidas.
Yeah, and the gold lead is negligible now, just up 1k net worth. So kill after kill going their way. I mean, look at these XP and net worth grabs here. There's littered with the green dots of 5ManMidas' kills. Monster getting focus fire down, but you don't even have a javelin here on Sladen.
Yeah, he should go down here because of the help of the Ursa. A nice find indeed. A little bit awkward for him to continue to stay down there in such a scary place on the map.
Yeah. MNZ is still pretty terrified, even if you manage to get a bunch of kills on your own side here. But Troll Warlord slowly closing this net worth lead.
Stupendous.
Battle Fury.
Never refuse.
Battle Fury, Sanj and Yasha doing the job. Ursa struggling to keep up here. By the way, speaking of Ursa, Dipper on top of him is absolutely adorable.
Oh, right. I love that thing. I wish I would have got it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one of the hats I was not lucky enough to get this Battle Pass season.
It's very cute.
I think it's the only one I didn't get on, you know, classic Valve.
You'll be able to buy one eventually, right?
You can buy one in like a year, but I'll probably forget by that point, or I'll have something even better. Primal Split committed bottom, and they're wrapping around on the backside. He gets the D-ward on Sacred, but an avalanche toss. He's just going to get bursted down. He's going to get the roar off onto the Troll Warlord, but Shui drops the tombstone again, perfectly placed on the high ground. And now look at the zombie spawning. You've got to run a tornado holding this Ogre in place. Leo style able to clear up those tombs or those zombies thanks to that Sleight of Fist, but now you're going to lose the Ogre. Another 2 kills. Here's the thing though, Neff. You're getting these kills, but you keep losing objectives. Your tier 2's gone.
Your tier 2 is gone, and these kills, they've been on MJZ mostly. I mean, he's sitting at 1 and 8. He doesn't really care that he's going down as the pause 5 Ogre Magi. I mean, again, you're managing to keep up with this Ursa's net worth, but I think it's just a little while until he manages to hit critical mass. Once he does, you're going to struggle to deal with him. He hasn't opted to activate this BKB yet, so in these fights, he's been getting hit by the tornado and being taken out. As soon as he pops his BKB, I think it's going to be a different story.
Yeah, I agree. Leo style almost gets caught there in the mid lane, very close, but just baiting it out as he had a nice defensive remnant and a regen rune to boot. Yeah, that's my big concern is, you know, what happens when Ursa finally presses BKB and he's getting closer and closer to the Abyssal. They're going to walk onto the high ground. Monster, he has the Ags. He's just going to Primal Split immediately, and he's got to get these spirits out of here. A nice avalanche, a toss, a whirling axes, some serious slowing coming down here from the side of 5ManMidas, but another tombstone on the high ground. You can't fight into these. A roar does catch a troll. Is he going to be able to be kept alive? He just bashed. He doesn't get the battle trance off, and now they're turning around. Sacred falling low. A nice vortex from RRL. The avalanches again from the Tiny doing some serious work, but he's able to make it down to the low ground. And now Monster, he's on the run. He does not have another charge for 70 more seconds. But he's pretty tanky. MNC trying to close the gap. He gets the bash. Triple kill for the Ursa. You know, Neff, you asked what happens when he presses BKB. We finally get some insight, it would seem. Oh, RL. He's out of mana. This is not where you want to be. He's got to be very careful. He's trying to throw his body at them as Sonic, but you've got 4 heroes wrapping around, and that is going to be a dead Storm Spirit. Oh, you are all by yourself, sir.
Sonic, he was thinking about going back in, might have been able to.
He's going to go for Sladen, 100%. Yep. he can pick off any of these heroes at low HP, but he didn't want to die in the process.
Yeah, if they stuck around like that, I think he could have gotten 2 of them with that toss avalanche combo. The Ursa kill would have been huge, but he will take the Wind Ranger as a consolation prize. They ended Storm Spirit's godlike spree as well. I mean, it went down for a lot of gold. Roshan not responding quite yet. That is the one saving grace of losing that team fight. It looks like it ended up being a max respawn time at the full almost 3 minutes.
Leo style has an invis and just pops their dust. Oh my gosh, what is it called? A smoke? Can we talk here today? What's going on?
There.
It's my brain.
You're gonna be okay. don't wanna end up like Ricky, man. Come on, give yourself a little bit of a break after today. I know you've been working nonstop.
Yeah, this is tomorrow's gonna be the first day I have a day off, and by day off I mean I don't work in the morning. Nice.
What do you mean, like 2 hours of sleep a night or something?
More than that. I'm getting a handful.
I see. Maybe 3 or 4 on a good day. But, gets, he needs this BKB of his own. He's getting kited up in these team fights. Last team fight, he just ended up getting perma-bashed. Didn't even get off the battle trance, right?
Yeah, that's the big deal. Is he did get the statuses from the Sanjin Yash, but we know the SNY, status resist build is not as good as it used to be. You do have the 25% there, but it does not exist on Satanic anymore, and it does not stack with other forms of status resist from Sanj. So unless you get a Titan Sliver, that's all you're getting.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, it makes sense they changed that one around. I mean, we saw what...
Who had the Orchid? Leo style picked up an Orchid on this Ember Spirit and ends up finding a really nice pickoff there, and it sets up for a second on top of Sonic just as Roche respawns, which is an absolute disaster.
I mean, this isn't an item you would normally ever see on the Ember Spirit, but it's so good against a number of heroes here. I mean, Troll Warlord's going to stop him popping his ultimate, it's going to stop Brewmaster, and it's going to stop Storm Spirit from getting away.
Yeah, this is a great Orchid game.
It makes sense. You would have rather been playing a Void Spirit or something like that, but, role play.
So we saw RL, he ended up going for the Electric Vortex Aghanim Scepter to pull everyone in. Now, in a lot of games, I feel like this is pretty good if you have follow-up, but I don't know where the follow-up really is on the side of 5ManMidas besides, just keeping Troll Warlord alive, right? Trying to CC as many people so Troll can get Battle Trance off. Like, that's about it, right?
Yeah. Troll, struggle to deal with anything this game. He's almost got his BKB. I don't know, man. This game is looking so hard for 5ManMidas. I'm struggling to figure out how they can come back here. I mean, you're gonna need some beautiful splits here and by the Brewmaster. He's got his Aghanim Scepter, but he's been working on the Shard for the last little while.
Yeah, I mean, they've managed to close the gap quite a bit. Or they managed to close the gap quite a bit on the side of 5ManMidas when they were winning a bunch of fights, but it was never really going in their favor. And then one bad fight turns into a Roshan, and suddenly again you're at a 6K, about 7K, almost 8K gold lead, right? It's just getting worse and worse, it seems.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this came down to whether this Ursa just activating that BKB the one single time that he has so far. When you can't throw him into the air, he ends up ripping through your team, and Orchid doing a lot of work because you don't have much to kite them other than that Cyclone on the Brewmaster. And Sonic, he's fallen off now too. I mean, a lot of the damage came out from him, but as the game goes on, you're not able to burst people with that Toss Avalanche combo anymore.
Yeah, you're right. That's one of the things that's struggles when if you are playing the 4-position Tiny, you can do a lot of work in the early mid game at trying to shut heroes down, but if that end early mid game is over and you start falling very far behind, the hero seems to fall off with it.
Cloak of Flames found by Sacred. He's going to hold on to this one. The extra magic resistance is going to go a pretty long way. He does have to worry about that coming out from the heroes on 5ManMidas. The burn damage feels pretty good as well, considering you're normally playing pretty far forward in these team fights. Gets the ceremonial robe.
Oh, he's going to take the ceremonial robe, isn't he? Oh, no, he's not. Okay. He's going to keep the Cloak of Flames. Someone should definitely use the Oh! You're kidding me.
What happened?
Do you see where Storm is? Storm literally just zipped in to the Beastmaster with his whole team behind him, and they paused as soon as the Storm vortexes the Beastmaster.
I mean, this guy's still in Ball Lightning. He vortexed while inside the Ball Lightning.
Oh my goodness. This is...
He's invulnerable.
Yeah, I know, but it's gonna the question is, I think Storm just has to leave now. Their element of surprise is over.
I'm not sure that he can.
Do you think he's just gonna get Orchided from Leo style? What's his cast range?
Leo style is going to kill him without a doubt. He can go.
He doesn't even have vision of Leo style.
So he can go maybe about as far as I just pinged with the 600 mana he's got left. And Leo Style is very easily able to close that gap with Fire Remnant, Slate of Fist.
Now the fight resumes.
Oh my goodness. This is as bad as it gets. They will be able to look onto the back line. They even lose Tiny. RRL goes down. They're going to go down on... Oh, he gets the BKB up, hitting that battle trance, but he pops the Enrage, and then you have 2 lives here on this Ursa. About to be 3 base because you have the cheese swapped in as well, and that's just going to be the end of the game.
That's got to be it. They can't do anything here. Too many stacks of that Fury swipes on the Ursa. The guy is absolutely... this guy is fucking... 21k net worth, and Troll Warlord, he stuck at just 15 himself. I mean, it was only a matter of time.
Yeah, it really is. He's doing great.
Monster, no.
Oh, so close. Almost gets it off, but not going to happen, and they just continue the bashing. That's going to be it. Like, they're just too strong. Like you said, Ursa, he has 21,000 net worth here 29 minutes into the game. He just crushed it.
Yeah, didn't even get a chance to use, well, I guess he did use it to the start of that team fight, but the Aghanim Scepter and Aghanim Shard there on Brewmaster, it didn't really come into effect this game. The 2 charges I couldn't really feel. It felt like a little bit of a waste of money, but I'm not sure picking up different items would have won this for you.
RL with a nice, sick AoE Vortex, but again, there's just no follow-up damage. Your Tiny can go with an Avatos, but doesn't really matter. He even has the Shard, which gives your team the Electric Rave. So maybe that's the idea. Oh, no. He gets the Yules off. So RL, he might survive. No, the Roar just to make sure he goes down. Kit's on the run. Battle Trance in 3 seconds. But again, you still have this Aegis on the Ursa. It's not expiring for another 50 seconds. Oh, okay. There it is. There's your Void Bruling. Can they make some things happen here? They got to get at least 1 or 2 pickoffs. The Windrunner able to just kite this out, and now he's forced back into the base. Oh, Avalanche toss. You blinked onto the wrong person, sir. Pops the Enrage looking for the Troll Willard. he has to battle trance, but the Enrage, the Yules, you can't do anything here, sir. Oh my gosh. He doesn't even get the first life. It's going to go down to Shu with that Soul Rip, but Brewmaster, he has a... oh, he gets sized by the Orc, and he's not going to be able to get the Brew split off. He needed 1 more second. Oh my goodness, the Abyssal Blade as well. Sonic dies in the base. That is everyone down, and the GGs finally come out as Thunder Predator will close out the 2nd and final series of the day.
Yeah, nice performance by them. Not only winning this one, but their previous series 2-0 in the Movie Star Liga Pro Gaming. Oh, hot day for them. Leo Style, he struggled in the mid lane at the start of this game, but Ursa just managed to pop off. MNZ did an amazing job. It was just a matter of him getting that BKB and choosing to activate it inside these team fights. After that, just so heavily in their favor. And win probability, while it did favor 5ManMidas' draft, they just couldn't keep up with the farm there on Thunder Predator.
Yeah, I mean, this is typical MNZ, right? We've seen him do this over and over again. If he gets space, he ends up just crushing the net worth charts, and he ends the game 13-0-7. I mean, we can look at player net worth the entire game. He is just so far ahead. Troll trying to keep pace, but it just doesn't really happen. Post 20 minutes, it just flatlines for him, and his team kind of starts falling off as well. And yeah, I mean, Troll, you're not a big fan of the hero. We have not seen it do well in this tournament at all, and it seems to be a recurring theme, I guess.
Yeah. So unfortunately for 5ManMidas, they are going to be knocked out of the tournament here. This will be the 2nd match they ended up playing in the lower bracket. So this ends them in, this puts them in what, 5th to 6th place. They go home with $1,750. BTS Pro Series 4. I did manage to snag Monster for a post-game interview. Unfortunately, we didn't get the chance against Arkosh yesterday. Just needs 2 minutes before he's ready, apparently.
Oh, okay. I mean, we're going to talk about the bracket here anyway. We are, 2 days into the lower bracket run tomorrow. We're going to be starting, I believe, with Sad Boys versus 4 Zoomers, which is going to be your upper bracket. 2 NA Giants going head-to-head, and then the lower bracket elimination game is going to be 2 South American Giants going head-to-head. Thunder Predator versus Beast Coast, and Thunder Predator coming off some really good games today, but so is Beast Coast. I mean, Beast Coast has been looking borderline unstoppable. They were top of the group stage and unfortunately just got 2-0'd by Sad Boys. But other than that, they have been looking incredibly good. They 2-0'd Thunder Predator earlier in the tournament. They're going to see if they can do it again. But despite having the stand-ins, Beast Coast looking pretty strong. That's where we're at right now.
I am excited for this one, though, Ricky. I absolutely love these Beast Coast versus Thunder Predator games. Again, there's a bit of a grudge between these two teams, and that means it's all the more spicy when they play each other.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Always, always.
And I know that you are excited for the Boomers on Zoomer action.
Oh, yeah. Who wouldn't, man? It's a story. It's an epic storyline.
DNM has been doing an excellent job with these Boomers, by the way.
He really has. Yeah, I mean, he's fitting in with the team really well. They're playing they seem to be getting better as the tournament goes on. When it's something we talked about, like the Sad Boys lineup, they maybe didn't get to scrim or practice much before the team formed for this tournament, and they were a little shaky the first few days, but have just really excelled as the tournament has gone on.
Yeah. I was questioning how much they had managed to scrim beforehand, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Sometimes these teams they scrim a little bit, then they start to hit their stride. Sometimes they just start playing together and they happen to mesh really well. I know that teams sometimes have this honeymoon period where everything seems to click together, and after a little while, things fall apart again.
Mhm.
I'd like to see whether or not they continue to play together upcoming in this DPC here. I mean, you got a bunch of really big names here. There's just some potential that everybody plans on going their separate ways and put together a potential stack for the DPC. But again, we'll have to see there. It's nice to see them all inside this tournament playing. Looks like Monster has just gotten back to me, and we're ready to go. Gonna drag him into the call.
Okay, let me go ahead. There's gonna be some Jerry production problems here. I'm gonna have him fix it, I'm sure, but we'll be fine. All right. Still fixed there. Whoop. All right. You're
All right,
good.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. We
Hey,
got
guys.
everybody. Win the open qualifier for the BTS Pro Series 4. You guys had an awesome run through the tournament. Do you have a webcam at all, or is that just not an option for this one?
Oh, I can't get him on
don't-
screen anyway.
Okay. No worries, man. But yeah, welcome, Ricky. I'll let you start. I mean, I'm sure you have a bunch of questions. I've got a couple listed here, but one spicy one that I wanted to bring up. I think I mentioned to Monster before we started.
I'm sure we'll get around to that
I
one.
wonder what that could be.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. As an open qualifier team, like, did you guys get to scrim or practice at all, or was this kind of like a last minute stack? I'm sure you guys know each other a little bit from playing pubs and stuff, but how did this stack come around?
So we basically didn't scrim until like a week before. We're like, oh, you guys want to play this? Okay, we'll play this, and then yeah, we played open qualies and made it through. So yeah, I don't think there was that much. I didn't even know my post 4 and 5 before the tournament. So
There you go. The classic NA stacks. That's what you hear.
Really?
yeah, that's the everyday NA.
So you beat two pretty good teams on your way here. There was a Rod and Rock, which is the A and B stack. I mean, that one plays in absolutely everything. And then you beat No Pangolier. Were you expecting to beat No Pango on your way here?
Yeah, but I was expecting them to be in the finals, to
Interesting.
be honest.
Happen to be in the same side of the bracket as them. I guess it's just a little bit different system that EPOL's had than Face It, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think for this one, it's a lot more stacked in the top bracket, and because SA and NA have their different brackets, I think is a good thing for us because I think the SA bracket's much more competitive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Infamous was in that, and that would have been a hell of a match. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that Jaguares ended up getting through there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't actually watch the game, but it's just like, oh, these guys beat Infamous. Oh, they must be pretty good.
Let's talk about your run through the actual group stage and then the tournament here. You had some hit and miss moments. Arkosh, I want to bring up first of all. Were you expecting to beat them? Do you think that would be an easy match? Do you think you 2-0 them? How do you think that one was supposed to go in your mind?
So during the group stages, we weren't even really sure what we were trying to draft. We're kind of like using it as a substitute for scrims. We were just like, oh, no one gets eliminated in group stage. Like, okay, we can use these to figure out like what we're actually trying to do. And so I think we didn't expect to get 2-0'd by Arkosh. I can tell you that, at least in the group stages. But it looks like we were able to recover from that later on. So
Yeah,
maybe it wasn't too bad.
yeah. You ended up beating Jaguars 2-0. I thought that one could have gone either way. I'm surprised you guys didn't end up winning more games in the group stage, though. I did think they probably had that same problem on Sad Boys where they just kind of threw together the stack, I was thinking, and you guys might be able to take some games off of them because of that. But I think you just, with a little bit of practice, I'm sure you guys would have done a little bit better inside of this tournament, I think.
Oh,
Just
maybe
towards
in
the
the
end of
future.
the-
Maybe in the future. Maybe we'll play together for longer than a month, but that's hard to say because we're all NA.
Oh, and second last question before I get to the spicy one. DPC, do you guys have any plans for that one?
I think so. I think we'll probably keep most of the same players around for DPC. Not sure yet though. It's can never really be sure.
There's a lot of spots, right, in the NA region available for teams, right? So if you guys can, it'd be worth it, most likely.
How many slots are there? I'm actually not that
8
caught up
Division
with.
1 and 8 Division 2.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, maybe we can have one of those.
All right. And now the spicy question, which I was hoping that you'd have a camera on. I told you to find your old jersey. This actually isn't your introduction to competitive Dota. A number of years ago, you were on a lesser known team, Team YP. Can you share some details about that one? I'm not sure how much trouble I'm going to get in for even bringing this one up.
Oh, dude, what? Pretty sure the sponsor got banned from all Valve
Oh,
events, weren't
okay.
they?
Never mind. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. If it's banned from Valve,
I'm just looking out for you, but yeah,
That's a
you can talk
yikes. I had
about
no
your-
idea.
Yeah,
it was,
you
a,
can talk
it was
about
a
your
good ride.
Yeah, it was a good ride. You can talk about your time on the team, though. I'm sure.
Um, made somehow got a lucky win into one LAN and then disbanded within 3 months. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
Just a small thing.
Typical
Still, it's,
NA, like you say.
So the jersey is an NA Dota relic, in my opinion. If ever get a chance to see that, does it just say YP on it?
It just says YP. They didn't even bother to slap our names on the back.
I see. Discount jersey. But thank you for hopping on. I'm looking forward to you guys playing together potentially in DPC. I'm sure you'll be able to snag top 8 if you could get into this one. I mean, it's top 8 for North America and then a tier 2 division as well.
Yep.
I mean, you guys had a pretty good run.
Yeah, cool. We'll try our best to get into that, and thanks for having me and casting our games.
Yeah, before you go, is there any shout outs you want to give? Anyone you want to say thank you to, say hello to?
Shout out to my teammates for playing some good Dota, even though we got 0-2. Did our best.
You got 0-2 by Thunder Predator. Keep your heads up. You know, this team
Yeah.
is pretty incredible. They are one of the best teams in the region. So,
Shout out to MJZ Dota.
yeah, seriously.
Good player.
Very good player. All right. Thank you so much for coming in for the interview, Monster. You enjoy the rest of your day. Probably go experiment with the patch now that you don't have scrims.
Yeah, cool. Thank you guys.
All
See you
right.
around.
Take care.
Yeah.
All right, Neff, we did it. We've made it through another day here on the BTS Pro Series Season 4 Americas, but we've got more Dota to come. 2 more days remain. We have the upper bracket finals tomorrow between Sad Boys and 4 Zoomers, also known as 4 Boomers versus 4 Zoomers, and then Beast Coast versus Thunder Predator for the lower bracket elimination series, and then we have the last day semifinals and grand finals. It is sure going to be a blast. All 4 teams remaining are absolute beasts, no pun intended, but guess what? You know something very interesting? These are all 4 teams from the top 4 of the group stage. Just
interesting.
It's who would have guessed? It's very rare, I think, in tournaments that you don't have like a top, team like somehow blunder their way out of a tournament. But here we are, the top 4 from the group stage: Beast Coast, 4 Zoomers, Sad Boys, Thunder Predator, all still remain, and they're going to be fighting for the victory for first place here at the BTS Pro Series. But that's going to do it. Neff, any final words for the viewers before we call it a night?
Thank you for everybody. Thank you to everybody for joining us today. There's a little bit of a delay because Thunder Predator is playing nonstop games. These guys don't rest. It was pretty fun. Unfortunately, we do see the open qualifier team from NA drop. I'd love to see them get a little bit further, but with a little bit more time, maybe we'll see a performance out of them DPC like we talked about.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that being said, big shout out to Monster. Thank you guys so much for keeping us energized all day long and making it through the tournament, because it has been a hell of a tournament and a lot of fun. We are enjoying every moment. And we will be back tomorrow, same place, same time on the BTS Pro Series Season 4. We'll see y'all then. Have a good night.
A little bit of a buff, yeah. Just some nice quality of life fixes here. His Aghanim Shard is nothing
10
special.
seconds
It's like
remaining.
1 second of enrage every 6th Fury Swipes hit that you have. So
5
it's like,
seconds
well,
remaining.
it's nice, you know, you're just able to stand in the middle of a team fight and brawl. But one of his big strengths towards the end of it was of the last patch was that he was pretty good at man fighting against a Sven. You know, he's never going to get bursted from 100 to 0 with that enrage ability. So now that Sven's kind of out of the pool, I'm keen to see how he matches up against some of these other heroes. And obviously, Timbersaw, very good matchup. Wind Ranger is another one of those heroes, assuming it's a position 4 potentially, that I feel does make really good use of the Ag Shard. It's the global power shot, where it kind of acts a little bit like the AA blast. I think it's like a 13% kill threshold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was 13.
13% kill threshold. Only hits onto heroes and maximum 1 hero, so the first one being hit. And for me, as a position 4, all you really need on a Wind Ranger is like brown boots, a magic stick, and a javelin, and then you can go straight into the Ag Shard, because that's all you need. Like, you've got the pick-off potential on your own with that big power spike, and it just gives you so much information at the 20-minute mark of the game. You can see all the time if they're going for Roche. You can see if there's a stack in the ancient camp that you need to go and invade. You can see if there's a smoke camp going on. You can see where they're farming. You know, it's so much that it provides, in my opinion, that it's going to be really impactful. And well, Fnatic, they're going for the Death Prophet, something a little bit different. It's kind of a soft counter to the Timbersaw as well, I would say. With the being able to leech off some of that armor, it's going to be very nice, and also getting, I think it's like a 25 movement speed buff at level 1, which is always nice.
Yeah, it was 25 movement speed buff. Yeah. But what was the shard for Spirit Siphon draining the armor, which is going to be pretty interesting as that one continues on. I'm just so excited. I mean, we've got completely new shards, but like you said with the Wind Ranger one, I mean, information is one of the most important factors in Dota, and late game information with the power shot potential could just really enable you to be able to take a fight in your advantage, dodge, maybe have a smoke gank, scout out that smoke gank. It literally just information. You can't put a price on that. It is just so vital for a team to be able to succeed. But Fnatic, looks like potentially looking for a 3 or 2, and they're going to pick up the Void Spirit. So this is a hero that we've seen some flexibility. They've given it to Masros in the position 3. I've been incredibly impressed when he has played the Void Spirit in the 3, so that and you can run the DP in the 3 or the 2 as well. So some flex going into this here for Fnatic.
10 seconds.
I think he's going to take good advantage of it as well. It's kind of a little bit of a counter to the Tiny, let's say, just because there's these tiny little windows of free movement, I suppose you can call it, within the avalanche. So if you're able to just get off a dissimilate, suddenly the combo isn't as impactful to being able to try and just completely 100-0 you. So I think, yeah, Masaros, he's been playing really well on the hero. No real huge changes for the Void Spirit. I don't know if we'll see the shard on him unless it gets to a super late game, but it's a nice little buff. He just gets an extra circle to dissimilate to on the outer rim of his usual ones. So we will see. And I think the hero that was banned out last from Motivate is one of the heroes that's really going to rise to prominence with the Tide Hunter. Like, the amount of damage reduction that he's able to do, like the fact that Anchor Smash hits towers, not only does it do damage, the damage reduction applies as well. So they're probably going to be dead by the 20-minute mark when he's able to pick it up. But assuming there's a tier 1 tower still alive, normally hits for 90, you take off 54 attack damage from that tower. Then you've also got the Kraken Shell blocking a lot of the damage. You're basically getting tickled by the tower and fulfilling a similar kind of role to the Timbersaw. It's just probably about 10 or so minutes later down the track. But it's definitely something to be considering when you're going for these high ground sieges. You can just have Tide Hunter on the front lines, Death Prophet, for example, standing behind, and having a lot of difficulty to try and contest it. But they're just going to go for the Phantom Lancer. He underwent a little bit of a change with his Ag Scepter, I believe, just not providing that increased range on the Phantom Rush and the lack of cooldown. It's more about, I think it's refreshing all of your Juxtapose illusions and making them last for even longer.
Yeah, the Juxtapose now has a cast where you can destroy your illusions and quickly create the max illusion that it allows depending on the levels, and they also last for a bonus 10 seconds here as well. And then the Aghanim's Shard is just the old Ags, which is that Spirit Lance bouncing.
And it's a mid-tiny coming through as well.
There we go.
So that's the way Motivator's seeing things. I mean, Fearless, he He's here. When I was speaking to him previously, he's like the two biggest tryhards on the old Motivate are him and Masaros. So I'm sure that they've just been, playing games either against each other, with each other, who knows, in the lead up to this. And maybe he's found out something with the Tiny. I'll have to have a look at it. And of course, we've also got Death's as the position 3 now on Motivate. It was Nevermind previously, but Death, he stood in for the lower bracket match. He was pretty convincing with his performances, and they're going to stick with him for now.
Yeah, if I remember correctly as well, he also played the Timbersaw in one of those matches as well in the low bracket. But it's a pretty difficult match for a Timber. I mean, this Earth Spirit's gonna go Spirit Vessel. You're in a lane versus the Ursa, which is one of the worst matchups that you can possibly have. I mean, Timber is incredibly weak, level 1, level 2, even 3 as well. If you're against like an Ogre and an Ursa, that's just gonna be so lane dominating. And I'm worried because this hero Ursa needs like a perfect lane setup where you want a position 4 who can stay in the lane for the start and be very strong at the early levels just to get him out of that weakness, but then he wants that position 4 to roam across the map. Like that 4 really doesn't want to be staying in the lane because the Timber really wants to find that solo experience and start to take over. So you do kind of require a lot out of the position 4 for it to be a perfect pick, and we'll see if the win range is going to be that. But this is a see the question mark from Boombell. There's a lot of tips coming through, but the storylines are there at the moment. I mean, this is 23 Savage up against his old team. We even got Masros as well on Fnatic going against his old team as well. So who's able to come on top? A lower bracket round 2 elimination match, and man, Boombell, you're in a tricky spot to start, my good sir. I mean, he tries to keep a deep observer ward down. Luckily enough, he's got the brown boots, so he's going to have a decent amount of movement speed.
Essentially, every single one of Fnatic's heroes count as this Timbersaw, except for maybe the Ogre, but even in lane, it's going to be pretty deadly. I mean, you can see what the game plan is. Raven, he's got the Orb of Venom. They want to be able to catch up to Timber, use the Ignite on DJ, and then just burst him down with the Fury Swipes. Not even burst him down, it's going to be a slow death.
Oh, they don't have the tooltip. Actually, I'll bring it up after. We might have a fight here. Looks like a lot of raiding heroes coming over for this top battle. 2 showing at the moment. Actually going to back off, so PL's looks like maybe thinking about starting at this lane. They got the Timber going down, and I love this. I mean, well aware that the Timber matchup versus the Ursa in the lane is I don't want to say unlaneable, but it's goddamn difficult to say the least. So
you could call it horrible.
Yeah, horrible is a good way to put it. So you're going to dodge that matchup, which is literally perfect. Timber can struggle in that laning in matchup, so now getting the favorable side is important. One thing I was going to say is that usually the last patches, if you hover the abilities, it gives that kind of tooltip of what they change. Yeah, and it's not there. I wish it kind of was. Makes it a lot easier.
I mean, they just wanted to make things harder for us.
Yeah, exactly. Goddamn.
I wonder if they're going to be going for a little bit of musical lanes here. Who's going to be the one that switches up? Are they going to try and rotate people down bot to deal with Death? Because he's already got a full wave. He's level 2 by this point, just through the use of that Whirling Death. Has to be careful with his courier, just puts in the trees, so that's nicely done by there. And Jabsy's going to block off that small camp. Again, at its core, nothing too much has changed about the way that you play the early game, but it's just the different options that you now have. That's where we're going to see. So I think around the 15 and, of course, the 20-minute mark is where you're going to really see the big changes happen.
Yeah, and I mean, as the game goes on as well, I'm really excited to see how the Phantom Lance is going to fare. This is a hero where, watching a couple streams today, people had pretty strong opinions on how the PL, the opinions on thinking that this might be a carry who's going to have some pretty hot commodity as 7.28 does continue on. And honestly, for Fnatic, I mean, they really suffer with being able to deal with the Phantom Lancer illusions, to be honest. I mean, Ogre, kind of single target, you can't really rely on the Ignite at all. Maybe, Masros with, if he goes the Aghanims, that double Resonant Pulse is nice if there's a decent timing there, depending when he picks it up. The Death Prophet Exo can be okay too. It's a game where Fnatic going late, they might really suffer to deal with the PL. That's what I'm worried about, though.
Yeah, for sure. Alright. Well, looks like Q's got the similar sort of idea. I mean, it's nothing game-breaking, this, what he's got queued up in his quick buy. Tranquils into the Javelin. Of of course, some nice harass being able to come out from being against a couple of melee heroes with that Blightstone. But big thing for me is he going to go into the orb? They're going in onto Boom Bell,
jabs to the rotation, the level 2 finds the first blood. You saw Radiant, they tried to scan it, but it was just a little bit shy of when that Earth Spirit actually TP'd up. So they were kind of well aware that movement was going to come through, but little, kind of baited themselves actually. They got too comfortable with knowing that the scan missed, and it's going to cost them that kill there. And now Fearless mid as well. Jabs is thinking about a wraparound. He doesn't really have the angle at the moment.
Oh,
maybe he just
Courier's
wants the
coming with the
Courier
bottle as well. This would be huge.
that's massive. Yeah, Jabs. Oh no. That's
good
so much
timing.
gold. You should die for that. Yeah, and he's going to be able to do so. I mean, that is a massive Courier to bring down there. I mean, it's down from minute 15. Just a bottle for Fearless. Now he's got no regen, so he's got to be so careful with how he plays this lane. I mean, at least it is shoved out. You're going to see he's just going to go back to base, and he's not really going to miss too much here, at least.
He did well. He made sure to throw the tree out there, keep the lane pushed in as much as possible, and yeah, he's got the long walk of shame, unfortunately, all the way back. Good Courier micro, though. It was just the boots of speed and the wind lace on Jabs too much to be able to chase down that Courier.
Yeah, but this is, the lane's going relatively well for Motivate. It looks like Tiny's the one that's kind of suffering the last hits, but, top, Raven could be in trouble, gets a little bit of distance with that Earth Shock. Now DJ even helping out as well. But they have... I think the big thing for Motivate is the fact that Timber isn't getting pressured in the lane against the Ursa match. I'm kind of surprised Fnatic weren't... Oh, actually mid, roll forward, Fearless. He's still got the Ava, so he should be fine. Looks like Moons doesn't even have a bottle anyway, so looks like Boom Bell is going to be able to pick that up. But yeah, I'd say Motivate have to be incredibly happy with the start of this game, where they've, even though they've given up first blood, Death is in a matchup where he's very comfortable in. You've got the Phantom Lancer getting a decent amount of farm as well, and Ursa's a hero who can be a lane dominator, and well, Ursa could just be in trouble here. Raven with that Echo Stomp needs an extra little bit of damage here, and Q is going to be the one to snipe that from downtown, but it does leave Fearless now free in the mid lane, though, when Ranger's going to try and TP to get a little bit of help, but Moon with 2 points up in that Crypt Swarm is going to be able to get a return kill across the map. So Fnatic, a big one on that Tiny.
Some good experience going the Wind Ranger for this, making sure that it's not just going to be lost underneath the tower. I'm sure Fearless is going to be a little bit disappointed about it all. He's ended up being able to get his bottle Courier respawning when he was dead.
Oh, DJ sets up for Jabs rotation as well by the bounty runes here, so they're going to get another. We've seen the rotation from the Jabs in the early game. He's 1-0 and 2, been a part of all these 3 kills at the moment from Fnatic, and the past couple of days, well, yesterday in particular, we saw the Earth Spirit have some incredible performances, and so far Jabs is looking really strong as well. And he's actually got the drums queued up too, which is an item that did get changed a little bit here, so I'm excited to see how that's going to fare. And it doesn't have that agi anymore, and the charges is up to 8 instead of the 6.
Yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to take a lot of team fights, which is pretty standard as the Ursa, we're yet to see if he's going to go into the old school Battle Fury style.
Down bot actually, Moon pops the X, so Death could be in trouble here. They got that percent damage coming through with the Spirit Siphon, so it's going to be sucking him dry if that health pool. Might be able to get a kill before he dies, but not Masteros able to just keep his life. And now this is with a catapult wave as well, so if Moon can get that lane in, he might be able to put some pressure on the tower. Meanwhile, as well, Motivate trying to even up the count here up top. But one thing we've been bringing up throughout the BTS Pro series is the Death Prophet for Moon is one of his best heroes, and I am I'm very excited to see how Moon's going to be able to play with this in this game, because in the last series I was very impressed with his second and third game in the upper bracket. Unfortunately, they still lost that series, but now being on a very comfort hero, let's see how he's going to fare as well.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that, like we mentioned before, you just have that extra 25 movement speed at level 1, it means that you have something baseline that previously you had to commit the Spirit Siphon for. So that's going to be really effective for avoiding ganks, making chases happen, even after the start of a team fight. Yeah, Fearless, he's having a rough one in this mid lane.
Yeah, he's only level 6 at the moment. I mean, he's got 25 losses. Let's say only level 6, but the fact that Moon's already 7 and a quarter, he's got that level advantage. But the Tiny is someone who does need a lot of levels to be able to have that combo. As Boom Bell top though could be in trouble, but they got some rotations coming through. Fearless going to get involved here. He's got an Arcane Rune as well, so if they drag this one out, he might be able to get a couple of combos looks like Fnatic with the Fire Blast is just going to enable them to retreat away. So once again, Jabs, you know, paying off pretty big here with these rotations, getting involved, fighting a kill on that Elder Titan. Fnatic, they got 5 early and a 1,000 net worth lead.
And the other thing as well is, you know, we talked about how the Timbersaw's lane is probably going to be tough if he was to be laning against the Ogre and the Ursa. And they've even still got a kill onto him. But so much of the attention is towards this top side of the map. You can see 3 Observer Wards up here. They know that eventually they're going to be able to deal with this Timbersaw with at least 4 of their 5 heroes. So they're just not worrying too much about it. If he extends too far, sure, they'll punish him. But right now, it's the Tiny. That's the big deal.
Well, Q's in the area to try and help out. Shackle's not going to land on 2 though, so with that, Fearless will still fall. And Moon's got the Exism as well, so they're going to try and commit it mid, and with the help of the rest of the supports here, just being those kind of bodyguards in case Motivate really commit to try and defend the tower. And this is a very big one to claim, because Motivate, they're the ones to be a little bit more passive with the Phantom Lancer, someone who's, you know, can come online with something like the Diffusal Blade and Yasha, but, you know, definitely not as fast as something like the Ursa. Although Ursa is going the Battle Fury, so at least is going to have a mediocre way to deal with the illusions. And, you know, we saw that Ursa Battle Fury for a while ago as well. Just works really well with the Fury swipes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Fnatic are no strangers, similar to the way that TNC play, and making sure there's a lot of stacks. Oh, a chipped vest coming through, so Scuffed Blade Mail picked up by Moon.
A couple of the new neutral items we're going to see brought out here in this series and our latest series as well. So we'll see how, you know, important these ones, even the Possessed Mask as well. That's going to be
very useful for being able to farm. I mean, it means you're spending a whole lot less on regen. PL never really goes too much lifesteal until super late, so that's going to be really handy for him as well.
And he's also, you know, going to have kind of the illusions that can help tank up, so this is going to be pretty nice here. But we'll see Epi, like you said, he's not really going to have to bring out too much regen to keep himself afloat in that jungle, but Fnatic of, you know, still continuing to look incredibly strong. And the big thing is the fact, you know, when you're able to really kick back Jabs, even though he misses the roll, still having an impact here. Phil is going to try and attempt the TP. The Crypt Storm's on cooldown, which is that extra little damage they needed. But a big thing for the Death Prophet is when you're able to really, you know, get successful usages out of the Exism. You know, if you kind of fall short on a couple of the early ones, then can really limit your map control. And, you know, this is similar to a hero like the Dragon Knight. He wants to take towers early. As Cube rolled in once again, is in trouble up here because we see just the rotations coming through with the emphasis by these bounties.
Getting pretty lucky with the neutral items though, as Savage is just going to be blocked out by Masaros from picking up that DD rune, so Masaros going to be very happy with that. Some more pickoff potential enabled, but they don't even need a pickoff. They're just able to push straight into this top tower. Only 10 seconds until that Exorcism's off cooldown again.
Yeah, and they got that catapult wave coming in as well, so, you know,
being chased up here a little bit.
Yeah, Masaros and Jabs being a bit of a nuisance right now. Fearless going to try and come over. Savage with that strength treads. Now they're going to look to turn. Fearless brings down one, and now nice block. Stops the roll from Jabs. He does have the drums for the movement speed though. Looks like he's going to get some distance away. Now meanwhile, back up to top we go. Moon committed the X's, and Braven's going to close the distance. It's the dominating spree so far for your Death Prophet. And they've still got a lot of usage out of this Exile as well. So they're going to be able to take their second tier 1 tower of the game. Top and mid now claimed. And this will give them a lot more opportunities to make the infiltration movements inside the triangle camp.
Yeah, and just after they finish their foray there, all the wards expire. So they're like, great, job done, information received. Now we can look to play around. Well, Roche is still important for Fnatic to play around, of course. You've got an Ursa, so he's always going to be able to take those at quick notice, but they can look to put a bit more pressure towards this bottom side of the map as well. As we can see, Raven, he TP'd down here. His courier died, so he's a little low on the mana department, but it shouldn't be too long until it's back up. Yeah, just a couple of seconds, and he's going to be able to bring it out with that Claymore as well.
Looks like Motivate really want to try and get Death involved now. You know, he's probably the strongest hero on their lineup. So level 9's had a pretty good laning stage. He's got that hood as well. Even utilizing the Ironwood tree, but this is something that did get nerfed just a little bit. The cooldown, was it 4 before? I can't remember what it was, but it's up to 15, so 6, yeah. But it was something that we saw really start to get utilized from some of the heroes, like, you know, the Wind Ranger, the Timber, and even just the good old BM factor of dropping the GG branch as well. You know, just can never take away that tilting aspect. So I like this though. They get involved, you bring Death up top, really needed to get that first objective, and now it kind of gives you some extra camps to be able to farm here.
Oh, you're right, it was actually 4. I mean, syncing up very nicely with that timber chain. Just made it incredibly busted, but now you need to wait for every third or fourth timber chain to get the maximum value out of it.
Bio? Let's smoke it up, man. Fnatic have been playing this game pretty fast at the moment here. They want another kill. The wrap through top. Moon Smoke does get popped here. And Savage is going to see the Ogre running, so the instant TP out from Death, and Q's just going to be able to scurry throughout the river. So kind of nice positioning there from Savage, I guess. Still farming, but and look what he's got queued up. He's got that Ag in him, so might potentially be able to see the new Ags here for the PL.
You love to see it.
And man, oh man, though, this new change to the Ancient, that Thunderbird, it does so much damage with the clap. I think it's like 210, 230 maybe, some ridiculous amount where, against Illusion heroes, it's gonna be so annoying.
Yeah, it's clapping those cheeks to be sure, but we've got Savage. He's just finished up his Diffusal Blade, and yeah, that is a pretty damn quick Battle Fury coming through from Raven. I mean, we've seen it in the past, what was it, like a 10.5 minute on the PA Battle Fury, I think, in the previous series.
That was a naked one though, so this is at least, he's got the treads, the orb, stick, and some couple other very minor items. I think what the PA, I think just had Wraithband or something. So, but the fact that the Ursa already has this one completed is ridiculous. Raven's farm's just gonna skyrocket, and they commit the Exo. Looks like Radiant just going to try and trade this tier 1 tower. They really don't feel confident with taking fights at the moment here on Motivate.
Q's just finished up his Javelin, so he's going to be able to go for a few of these pickoffs with the Diffusal Blade on the PL, looking to fight around this mid tower or towards the top side. That's really where they're wanting to fight right now, but some good vision already achieved by Motivate. They're trying to get rid of as much as possible. But some really...
Here we go. Oh, nice roll. Stops the chain, and now Death's in trouble. Look at the drag back as well. The Acrostom's going to disrupt this. Let's see if Death's going to be able to disengage.
Still alive.
That's a lot of damage as well. Phil's going to be able to counter-initiate. They bring down the Earth Spirit, and Moon's in trouble as well, utilizing that Iron Wood. Death's back in, but Raven's going to try and clean up. Look at the stun on top of Boom Bell as well. The tower's going to be able to go to work, but now Savage showing up with the Diffusal Blade. Raven, he's in trouble. Shackles locks him up, and now DJ's going to attempt the TP as well. They're going to cancel Fearless, and Co will bring down 4. Motivate, an incredible fight. They've been suffering in this early game, but showing up big. They're finding that tier 1 tower, and 4 heroes on Fnatic as well.
Oh, Masaros just right in front of his face takes the bounty route away from Fearless. Yeah, Masaros wasn't showing up to that fight just yet. He just finished his Yule Scepter, so he's perhaps a little bit late on the reaction time, but still some great use of the item timings coming through from Motivate with the Diffusal Blade and the Javelin on the Wind Ranger, making big things happen.
And that's a big fight there for Motivate, because they didn't have the blink on Fearless. He had like about 1,500 gold at the start of that fight, and afterwards now the blink is completed. So this is going to give them, I mean, PL's top of the net worth now, getting involved with that Diffusal Blade. We see the Javelin paying off, but now the big thing is Tiny's kind of suffered through that laning stage, the early game, but now Fearless can really have a lot more impact. He's got the Avatos, maxed out now, so his burst potential is going to be through the roof. Now they did nerf the combination a little bit. I think it's down to 2.5% instead of the 3 if you get the Avatos combo previously. So the damage did get kind of tweaked, but still we will see the Tiny be able to burst through some heroes.
For sure. A little disappointed in Q. He had the MKB queued up as well on the Wind Rangers, so probably not going to get to see my my hope item, I guess you could call it. See the first use of the shard, but I mean, they've got some really good pick-off potential as well with the Tiny, right? You don't need all that much to be able to even have an impact from the other side of the map. Just opting to go for the standard, not changing things up all too much.
I'm excited which heroes we're going to see the first shard on, honestly. Like, who's just going to go for it? I was going through all the heroes, seeing that quick buy. Unfortunately, no one's got one queued up at the moment. But, at least we're seeing a new Ags on the PL, and that's kind of something, but definitely not the shard. So, if someone's going to go for it, I'm excited to see that. We do have the Death Prophet, though, actually. Looks like he's going for the Bloodstone here. So,
yeah, it's going to be quite nice. And, yeah, I wonder if we're ever going to get to the point where it's just like, it hits 20 minutes, and then you just instantly see the buy on like shard, just because people have found out which ones are busted and just cannot be let through.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. It's just going to be a massive timing by that 20, where if you've got the gold, see it can really maybe come into play here. And while we're 4 minutes away from it, but still without too much gold in the bank from a lot of these players, so we'll see how they're able to utilize that extra advantage that has now been given by Lord Gambit and his Masteros. Well, going to be able to catch up. Boom Bell here. Phil is going to try and counter Niche. Can they bring through the Void Spirit? The Scepter is going to be trying to disrupt this, but it still gets a Resonant Pulse off. They've lost the ET. It's going to be a 1-for-1 to start, but Fearless with the wraparound moon straight on top of the Spirit Siphon. Epi's going to try and get involved here. But Savage, what can he really do? It's Death in the middle. He's in trouble. San's going to prevent the chain away, so it looks like Motivate. They're going to end up losing 3. Savage, thought about coming through. Maybe chucking out that Doppel, seeing what he can, burn some mana down. But that's a nice fight for Fnatic, where they, Motivate weren't really set up and didn't really have too much vision in the area as well.
I think just wanting to wait in particular for when this Manta style comes. It's still very scary for a PL to try and join any of these fights. You've got the DP silence, you've got the Earth Spirit, and eventually you're even going to have Masteros on top of that. Now that he's finished his Yule Scepter, he's gone straight into the Axe.
And the extra kind of control that it's